Formula One moves away from the Principality and over to Canada. We're on the Ile Notre Dame, a man-made island back in the 60s. We're on the land around the casino for the Canadian Grand Prix at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. 8 races down as well. Round 9 takes us here in Canada and kicks off June, followed then as well by the Spanish Grand Prix in a couple of weeks' time. Austria leads us in as well, along into July with the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. Hungary and then takes us to Belgium for the summer break. August has us in the Netherlands, and then Italy takes us to September along with Azerbaijan and Singapore. October sees us in Austin, Texas for the United States Grand Prix, then to Mexico. Then November takes us to Brazil and Las Vegas. December has Qatar and Abu Dhabi. In the Drivers' Championship, Max Verstappen leads on 169 points. Charles Leclerc is second with Lando Norris now in third. Carlos Sainz drops to fourth. Sergio Perez is fifth. Oscar Piastri sixth. George Russell and Lewis Hamilton seventh and eighth. Fernando Alonso and Yuki Tsunoda round out the top 10. Lance Stroll is 11th on 11 points, Behrman's on 6th, Hulkenberg, Ricciardo, Albon now jumping to 15th, Ocon and Magnussen and Gasly now with points, Zhou, Bottas and Sargent still pointless. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull lead on 276, Ferrari and then McLaren close behind. Mercedes and Aston Martin in a little battle, RB ahead now of Haas, Williams with points as well as Alpine, Sauber the only pointless team on the grid. It's raining! Of course it is! It wouldn't be the Canadian Grand Prix without a little bit of rain. And as the cars head to the grid, we welcome you to the pre-show for the Canadian Grand Prix. Here's Ted Kravitz.
Of the tyre, the intermediate tyre. Whoa! Check out the wheel spin on that. No grip away from the start for Oscar Piastri, but then Lando trying the full wet. There's Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari. But if you haven't been tuning out into us on F1 recently, I know the season started and Max would pretty much turn up, put it on pole, and then win the race. But it's not all Max anymore. Charles Leclerc won the last race in Monaco, and it's George Russell on pole today. And really, any one of the top 6, hey, the top 7, maybe even the top 8. Hey, look, the Ferraris are out of the top 10. They could win today. Any of them could win today. If, as we've already heard George Russell, the pole sitter, say, you make the right decisions at the right time. 70 laps. But David Croft in the commentary box, intermediates, full wets, when you fit, the dries, if it starts to dry out later. Can you see a bit of blue sky out of your commentary box?
Yes, I can. Blue sky thinking. The blue sky is that way, just over the top of our monitor. The rain is coming in from that way, and there's a bit more grey. But after that, I think it clears up a bit. Crucially today, it's cooler than it was on Friday. So if the rain does stop, then the track is going to take a lot longer to dry out. There might be only one dry line, not a completely dry track. But Ted, I'm going to take my cue from under the sea here. It's better when it's wetter. And I think we're in for a great race today. We'll summon up the samurai spirit then with Fernando Alonso, who's posted today, the rain is only a problem if you don't want to get wet. So who is going to reign supreme? Is it Charles Leclerc, who starts 11th for the first time in his Formula One career today? It means he started in every single place from 1 down to 20 and the pit lane as well now. Or is it going to be this man, George Russell, on pole for the second time in his career? He's on the wet weather tyres at the moment, and looking at the track, and even Max Verstappen's Red Bull was twitching around in these conditions. I think it is wet enough for the wets. It's not dry enough yet for those intermediate tyres. But George Russell starts on pole for the second time. He started first 3 times in his career, but when he started first in Sao Paulo in 2022, the race that he won. He wasn't officially the pole sitter that weekend. Max Verstappen alongside him. Last 3 starts Max has had from second. He's gone on and won the race. The 2 McLaren drivers, Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, start 1 place apart for the 5th time in 9 races this season. And we had the closest top 6 in qualifying since we went to 3 decimal places. In Watkins Glen in 1971 was when we first used it. 1982 season, we used it from there on in. And obviously, we had that tie for the pole time for the 2nd time in Formula One history. Meanwhile, Ferrari playing second fiddle to the rest a little bit in qualifying. They started 10th and 11th last year. It's 11th and 12th on the grid then for this afternoon. But they see these conditions as an opportunity. The rest might see it as a challenge as well as an opportunity. And look how Oscar Piastri struggling there on those intermediate tyres to slow the car down and to get the power down. Oh, if you've got any nerves beforehand, you've certainly got them now if you're Oscar Piastri or his legion of fans down under. 6 times in the past we've had a first-time winner here in Montreal. Could he be the 7th today? 10 years after the last first-time winner triumphs here in Montreal. Daniel Ricciardo, of course, in 2014. Simon, anything to play for? Look at those grey clouds.
Yeah.
So the grey clouds are building up here as well. Let's take you to the starting grid. George Russell on pole position from Verstappen and Norris. We're just having a look at Norris actually now down at the hairpin at turn 10, locking up and going straight on those full wet tyres. The one thing you've got to remember about this circuit, Gilles Villeneuve circuit, is it has just been freshly resurfaced ahead of this weekend, which means we had rain on Friday, the grip was laid down on a dry-ish Saturday, and then all that grip has been washed away. So that brand new surface, all that bitumen is going to be rising up to the top, and we are going to have no grip whatsoever. With the last time we had a wet race here, it was one of the longest races in F1 history. 4 hours and 4 minutes we spent racing as well. A 2-hour red flag period because the rain just would not go away. We're in similar situations here today in Montreal. We could be on for another long day. Let's head back down to the grid as Daniel Ricciardo on the full extreme wet weather tyres comes back down into the pit lane. George Russell, the pole sitter, has gone straight back into the garage as well. He is not taking any chances. Pit lane closes in 5 minutes time as well, so not a lot of time in order to get those changes on. A few changes to the front wing as well going on now, I can see. Let's head back down to the sky, guys.
10 years ago, is it all coming back to you now?
It is. I mean, it always has. What's up? Let's go. Yeah, it always has coming back here, but yeah, 10 years on, it's a pretty cool feeling. Crowd's wild. Hopefully it doesn't rain on them too much today, but yeah, I'm sure they'll still be here enjoying the race.
Daniel, immense support for you as ever, your popularity around this Canadian track, as we can see just now. What does this support mean for you?
I mean, it's great. It's obviously nice to have, nice to get people excited for sure. But I mean, look, since we've been coming here, I remember Friday morning, first practice, the stands are always full. They really appreciate the sport here. They love it. So yeah, I think all of us have a pretty nice fan base here in Montreal.
And you're looking good out there. How comfortable are you really feeling?
What was that, sorry?
You're looking good out there on track. How comfortable are you really feeling?
Yeah, I've definitely been feeling it all weekend. So it's obviously now it's 70 laps. It's, you know, today's a day where you obviously got to then put it together over the course of, you know, a couple hours. I think we'll probably have some elements, but yeah, in all conditions we've been feeling good. So hanging out to get out there and see how high we can finish.
All right, brilliant. Best of luck, Daniel. Thank you.
Well, Jack, you gave him a roasting on Friday, no doubt about it. He clearly used it as motivation, and he's let his driving do the talking. You have to take your head off for that, don't you?
Yes, it all happens on the racetrack. His reaction was a little bit personal. And he's a role model. Like, you know, all these 20, you're at the top level of 20. You have to be responsible in your answers, professional. These kids are listening to you. You cannot make it personal. I'm happy to have learned that I knocked myself out too often playing ice hockey. But ultimately, you will get criticism, positive and negative. You need a thick skin. And I got under his skin, but it got better for his driving. It's not enough. He needs to do more of this.
Well, I'm going to have to come back. You've clearly touched the nerve with Daniel and with the rest of his team. So I suppose the only thing you could say is that if he gets on the track and he does it, and his teammate now has got a contract, the pressure is on him right now, Jacques. Yeah?
The pressure is on him. A lot of pressure was put on his shoulders, and it worked out yesterday. He's had one good sprint race in Miami, one good qualifying. That's not enough in the full season. He needs more of that.
So you're standing by your comments, are you?
Definitely.
Okay, all right. Do you agree with what Jacques has been saying about Daniel Ricciardo, Danica?
He's at a very challenging point in his career. You know, falling down from great teams and spending time outside of the car during seasons and having injuries. You know, as he even said the other day, you know, I have to, you know, I'm not 20 years old with the same focus. I have to, you know, you have to be very focused on what it is that you want to do, and there are other things that can take away from it. So to really, really buckle down on that, I think that you can see it. You can really see it this weekend. I feel like on him.
Sargent straight on as well now, turn 10.
Probably a little bit painful. The struggles he's had. I honestly think that, you know, was it Jacques what you said? I don't know. Both RBs are good this weekend. Yuki is as well. So I think that the cars are just really, you know, handling well for them, and they're able to push it. And this is a car that requires a pretty good balance, and they feel like they have that.
Lest we forget though, Jacques, he is a multiple race winner. He's done it not just for Red Bull, he's done it for McLaren. He is a proven winner. He has a proven track record. And some might can't see your career fell away towards the end as well, but he proved the point, didn't he, yesterday?
Yesterday he was quick, but you're only as good as your last few results. One good qualifying. We need the same thing in the race. We need the same thing for the next few race weekends.
Okay, let's move it back into the present, because after Crofty said lights out and away we go, someone's going to start the race, and this is her.
Karun Chandok tells us all.
I'm joined by Rebecca Leith up here in the starter's box. Now, Rebecca, you are the official starter for the Formula One World Championship. Talk me through it. The cars line up, all 20 of them. What do you do up here?
So the cars will come round, they'll be pulling into the grid box. We actually have some marshals on the pit wall who will be operating our grid lights. Once the cars are pulled into the grid box, the marshals will activate the green light. I'll see the green flag one at the back. I hit the start button. You'll see the lights illuminate. Then I hit the start button to extinguish the light. And then, of course, all of the cars are on the way.
So back in the day, races used to start with a man dropping a flag. Then we moved to a sort of traffic light system where the red lights came on, and then we went to green, and then we went to this because drivers started to anticipate when the lights went off. So when the fifth light comes on, you're in charge of how long the lights stay on. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so you decide basically at what point they shoot off down to the first corner. How do you mix it up in your own head? Like, standing here in Canada, do you go, I'm going to hold them for 2 seconds? Do you decide that before you get there?
It is obviously random. I don't exactly know, you know, every single time how long I'm going to do it for. I'd never specifically time myself like that. At that point in time, I'm focused on if I can see any problems, and if there's no issues, you know, I'll have a look up and down the grid. I'll make sure that we're completely happy with everything, and of course, I'll extinguish the lights.
Once the Grand Prix is up and running, you head back into your office, you're tuned into race control, and then you come back here for the finish as well, don't you?
Yeah, so I'll come back 5 laps before the end, and I'll be here waiting to make sure that the checkered flag goes out.
You've got the power to shoot them off. It must be such a buzz.
Yeah, I mean, you do get a lot of adrenaline, and I love that feeling, you know, when all of the engines and stuff are running at the same time. It is a big, massive adrenaline boost for you. My main focus at that time is everyone safe? Is everything in a clear, concise position, you know, ready to deploy everyone?
How did you get this job? How did you end up in this amazingly incredible role to start the Grand Prix?
Originally, I was actually installing the grid light panels, so the system that we've got at the side of the track. So I actually started by doing the manual labour, and I was installing that. and then I would stand on the side of the pit wall with the marshals, and then I was asked if I could come and assist the previous guy that used to do the starts. So I was doing that, and then I started doing the support series, F2, F3, and then, yeah, it sort of went from there, really.
All right, listen, thank you very much for your time. You've got lots of important work to do, so we're going to leave you to it. Thank you very much for the insight.
Used to be Charlie Whiting, of course, and now it's all ready. Rain has stopped, track still very much wet, down to Simon on the grid.
To get the race started again today, I would give her away. She's concentrating on her job. Okay, let's get into the details of today. As you're saying, we're going to have multiple stops. We're going to have, I would think, a very interesting start. But one of the big problems for the Red Bull has been the curbs and curb riding. They've had to stay away from them largely this weekend. How much of a problem is that going to be for Max today?
It is, because it means they're running a very stiff car to get the aero package working. Stiff in the wet is not always good. You need a mechanically compliant car.
Yeah.
Which is probably part of the reason why they struggle at Monaco too, because you need a compliant car for all those curbs, and they're not able to keep that platform. That will make it harder for them. I mean, at the end of the day, you see all the drivers, they're a little tense. Rain conditions, a lot is up to you as a driver. There's so much time out there that you can grab, but it's such a big penalty. So honestly, a lot of the weight is on the shoulders of the drivers to make sure that they execute, that they don't make mistakes, and then, you know, after that, it's the team and making sure that they pull out the right strategy, right? To go from a 1 or 2 stop race to perhaps 5 or something like that. That's a lot of that's on the shoulders of pit road.
And in the dry, they all know what the car is supposed to do, how, so they don't really try anything extravagant. Every driver on the grid now thinks, I'll do something special, I'll drive faster than the others, I'll figure something out, and that's when fun happens.
Well, and in rain conditions, you're driving in so many different places on the track. You're trying, the one thing is there's no rubber on the track, basically. So usually when you're in a rain condition, you drive offline because there's oil from the rubber on the tires, and you don't want to be on top of that when it's wet. It's great when it's dry, but not when it's wet. So you see a lot of lines being driven, and as that dries out, because it's inevitably going to at some point during the race or a couple of points, that's what's going to be interesting, is because it dries out so quickly on line.
Atmosphere building down here on the grid. Gilda Ferran's daughter Anna on the decks, lovely to see. And the gazebos are up today, and he'll be weaving his way through them, Will Martin. All yours.
It is indeed. Let's see if we can get a quick chat with Fernando as he's walking off. Fernando, your kind of day, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, more opportunities for sure. Even though after Imola and Monaco being out of Q1, I would love to have these conditions back then, but yeah, let's see what we can do. I think one of those races you need to see the checkered flag, because anything can happen.
Yeah, you've got to be in it to win it at the end. And how was the track going around to the grid?
I think the very first lap we did, it was just too wet, I think, to be safe. Now on the second and third lap it was fine, but we expect rain in 10 minutes, quite heavy, so let's see if we can start on time.
Vamos. You'll see that Fernando's got trainers on. I saw a driver just walking off the grid actually in his fireproof boots, which surprised me, because you don't want to get them wet, and when you get in the car they have to dry them all off for you, because the last thing you want to do is transfer any of this moisture down into the pedal box. So we got the easy ups here, and let's have a poke around at some of the tyres and a bit of an understanding of what they can do on a day like this. I'm probably going to be as welcome as a dental appointment on a wet Monday morning in some of these areas, because it's always more stressful on a wet grid in terms of what's got to be done. What can they do? It's been declared a change of climatic conditions, slippery track conditions. So the headrest, they'll change the foam inside that. They'll go to the pink foam, because such is Formula One, different ambient temperatures where you can bash your head, different foams to absorb the impacts, given just say what the ambient temperature is. I'll see if I can find one of those, and you'll see what I mean on the inside of it. Where have they put the headrest? Where is it? Down the other side there. Yeah, so the other thing they can do is adjust the front wing, which you can do anyway under parc fermé conditions. So this is what I mean by the foam inside. We're going through a lot of trouble to show that, but that's the headrest there, and they changed the foam inside that. I love the sort of technicality of that, it just shouts Formula One to me. We'll wander out and have a look, Lee, at the front of the car. So they can change the brake cooling if it's going to be wet, in terms of, at the moment they've got coolers on it in there, but they can change any blanking in there. Same on the radiators for the engine and gearbox, and the temperature of the water and the oil, and a tweak of the front wing. As I said, they can do that anyway under parc fermé conditions. Now, wet tyres, you're not allowed to heat them anymore. That is why nobody's throwing blankets on those. You have zero heating allowance for wet tyres. The intermediate tyres that'll be at the back, down here, you can heat up to 60 degrees. There'll be loads of tyres on the grid. They won't have brought slicks now. Some teams have got slicks, so I'm pretty sure if I have a look around the side of these, if you can look into it, no, it's all covered over. They can be up to 60 degrees, then they've got to come out. And of course you want them on the track operating. It's a different type of rubber in terms of it gives grip at lower temperatures while it's being cooled by the water, of course. And the other things that the teams can do, we can have a little poke and look at the steering wheel, because whilst the engine map has to be exactly the same, it's homologated, they can change differential settings, brake settings, torque maps, how the power arrives. So when they come out of the hairpins and chicanes here, the driver can dull off a little bit of how the power is delivered. So it's that steering wheel, how on earth. And many of those buttons and switches have got sub-menus on them as well. Extraordinary how the drivers can do that whilst going around in tricky conditions like this. So there are a number of things they can do because it's wet in terms of more drivability. No traction control, no help for them. It's only rear-wheel drive, so they'll spin if you put too much throttle in. We'll see them spinning their wheels, especially off the line. No ABS brakes, no help under braking. It's very easy to lock the front brakes. You'll probably have about 55, 56% of your energy going to the front brake, maybe back that off a bit in the rain. So it's down to the driver then to control all of that, but he has got some help with the engine maps, with the differential and other aspects of the car, but fundamentally they're on their own. Let's have a wander along, see who we can find. I'm hearing Zachary Brown over here. We'll see what he's got to say. Sorry about that. Hi, how are you? Hi, Zach. So, drivers second row of the grid, side by side. You know, what's the deal here today?
Make it through the first lap cleanly. It looks like it'll dry out, so I think pit wall will play a big role in who wins today's race.
Really, yeah, because we're hearing there could be a lot of rain coming in sort of 10-15 minutes into the race.
Yeah, but it looks like it'll probably dry out after then, so I guess it just depends on how hard it's going to be. Lando initially went out on wets, Oscar on intermediates, but it's drying out by the second, but it looks pretty dark coming.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's going to be one of those days living on your wits and your experience.
It's going to be a fun race for the fans.
Have fun. Good luck. And now in Miami, I got a list of 65 celebrities on the grid. Today, I don't have 65, but we do have a very, very special lady here that I'd like to talk to. Mary McGee, the first lady, first American female to race motorbikes and to race in cars, I believe.
I first started racing cars in 1957, and then I switched to motorcycles in 1960. And I quit in 2012.
Amazing, yeah. I mean, obviously, I won't ask you how old you are, but that's an incredible story. And so even up to a dozen years ago. So is this your first time on a Formula One grid?
I love Formula One racing. I was at Riverside many years ago for the first Formula One race. Met Jimmy Clark, for God's sakes.
Oh, I'd love to have met Jimmy Clark. Oh, my goodness. Well done. So, and who are you cheering for today? Anybody in particular you like?
Mr. Hampton, of course.
Mr. Hamilton, excellent. Yeah, so, well, he's... in fact, I think he's a little bit behind us, isn't he, Lewis? But look, lovely to see you on the grid. Thanks for stopping to talk to us.
Oh, thank you very much for talking with me.
Good luck. What a fascinating career you've had.
It's been wonderful. So damned exciting. I mean, there's a lot of years and a lot of... I did Baja, you know.
I know you did, the Baja. Did you have big crashes? Did you break any bones?
Oh, I broke a couple of bones, like an ankle bone and a wrist bone, but nothing big.
Nothing important.
Nothing important.
See you another day.
Just a lot of fun. A lot of years with a lot of fun.
Brilliant. And I sense you're still having a lot of fun. Well done. Enjoy the race. Wonderful. Right, we've got Derek Warwick here. Derek, anything to tell us from the steward's office? Your head steward, driver, expert up there today?
I think we might have a very, very busy afternoon.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit chaotic, isn't it?
And who's going to win?
One of them. So we won't have a safety car start, though, will we? It's not anywhere near.
Not at the minute, no. It's too dry. No, it won't be a problem. No, it'll be a normal start for sure.
All right, good. I hope you're not on an early plane. Right. Right, let's head down. Let's see if we can get... There's such a melee here. We're going to wander down the grass and see who... Look at these crowd. Look at the fans. They don't know whether to wear sunglasses, poncho, sun cream, Wellington boots. They don't know if they're going to get sunburned or rusty. They've had an incredible weekend. The weather's changing every 5 minutes. Some young Ferrari fans up there. Look, I love this grid. It's so... I don't know. It's so cozy. It's so intimate in terms of the grandstand and the fans up there in the hospitality. Obviously, sort of looking on. It's really sort of old-fashioned, old school. A bit like Bernd and myself. Bernd, so we're not going to see you sort of starting this race, are we?
Well, in the moment, it looks like that we have a regular start. I would personally go for that, but let's see. If rain is coming back, we have to make maybe a different decision.
And we saw you when you were rehearsing on Thursday with really sideways. Is it a bit slippery out there?
Well, on Thursday it's a different grip level than usually on a Saturday or Sunday, so it was quite slippery for me in my car, but it was up to the track, so it proved a lot. So today, hopefully, you won't see me sliding like that.
Maybe we won't see you with the cars are in the wall. I'm going to have to just go. Good to see you, Ben. See if we can get a quick word. Valtteri, you're starting from the pit lane then, yeah?
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, change the rear wing and that.
Bigger wing wing for this condition.
Big wing. It might come in handy.
I hope so. I think it's a good chance for us.
Are we not in here today? We normally come through here. Tommy's there with the camera. Yeah. I think.
That's good. Sorry.
That's all right. Cheers. A little bit of a fight here, but no confusion. Here's Fernando. We've already spoken to Fernando. He's been very generous. Hulk, Nico, any good? Oh, we've missed Charles now as well. Let's see. Lando, track conditions, how are they? How's the track?
In between at the minute. If it doesn't rain, probably more likely an Inter, but it's meant to rain in 10 minutes or so. So it'll be exciting for you guys. It's more nerve-wracking and tense for us, but stressful, but exciting days normally.
Good luck. So many different opinions. You've got 27 seconds to get on your little piece of red carpet. You're cool. You're really calm. See you later. Okay. Right. Well, we're not going to see him. We are going to see touching me on the... Daniel Ricciardo touching me on the bottom. I will talk to him about that later. So the drivers have all made it onto their spots with the grid kids, and it's time for the anthem.
Well, there's blue skies in one area of the track as the flyover begins, but we've got no idea. There's rain coming in, there's some blue skies, there's some dark clouds. It's a wet track. Who knows what's going to happen in the Canadian Grand Prix? We're moments away. Let's head back down to Simon.
The timing and how difficult it is getting between wets and inters and then onto slicks today, Karun.
Communication is going to be absolutely vital. I always think that when you're going from a wetter condition to a dry condition, the pit wall needs to make that call. And we saw McLaren didn't get that right with Lando Norris in Sochi, remember, a few years ago. When it's going from dry to wet, the driver makes that call.
Okay, let's go to Ted. What can you tell us, Ted?
Yeah, Simon, so we've already got two cars starting for the pit lane, the two Saubers, Zhou Guanyu and Valtteri Bottas. This is the car that's on the last row of the grid. It's Esteban Ocon's, and it's currently in several pieces. There's a wastegate problem. The wastegate is just failing open, so that would mean that there's no power in this Alpine. They're trying desperately to fix it. Just seeing, I think they're going to take the start and then see if their repairs have made the difference. But look, frantic work down here on Ocon's car at the last row of the grid.
Yeah, been a miserable couple of weeks for Esteban, no doubt about that.
Tough go of it. Having a good day today would mean a lot to him, but it's going to require him to really, obviously, push very hard and probably take a risk and be brave. And that's the thing in these conditions is, you know, there's a big reward if you can pit that one lap earlier and get out there on a different set of tires.
Wet conditions, cream always rises to the top. Let's talk about Fernando Alonso's chances from 6th today.
Well, he's brilliant in the wet, isn't he? When we've seen it here in the past as well, got himself on the front row in the wet before. So, yeah, you can't discount him. I think the fact that you got two Brits in the top three, British drivers go pretty well in the wet. They've had plenty of experience with that growing up in the UK. So, I think, you know, honestly, anyone from the top 6, 7 have a great chance here today.
Yeah, as we keep saying, all the ingredients are there, and I wonder if we're going to get a 5th different race winner of the year. It's certainly a vastly different season already to 2023.
That's for sure, and I think it's definitely possible. Obviously, we still have Lando out there. I think that's probably the next most likely. Outside of that, Alex Albon, maybe not. But it would sure be fun to see another new winner. A 5th winner of the year would be great.
You've got to keep your head in conditions like that. We know that. And George, you know, certainly his second ever pole position. It is unfamiliar territory for him, starting from the front and lining up alongside someone like Max, who is absolutely used to the front row.
And not just that, Max is aggressive on the opening lap of the race. He's not going to be hanging around. He also is very, very good in the wet. So I think that opening lap is absolutely key for George, because one thing, Simon, we haven't talked about is visibility. That, you know, having the car out in front, being the first one of these 20, gives you the chance to see where you're going, and that is going to be super important for George to try and keep.
Cannot wait for this, we really can't. The rain is scheduled to start again in around about 5-10 minutes time. Canadian Grand Prix is next.
And there's a red flag in the Indy America race. Jamie Chadwick might have just won her first race. That is something. I hope they don't restart it. I'll keep an eye on that. But here we come then. Rain in the air. Everyone's still questioning what could happen. This is the key factor as we welcome you to the commentary box for the first time today. We're all looking to see what is going to happen. There's a 100% chance of rain. There's rain circling in the air as well. This is crunch point. Are we going to have a dry start? Then maybe the rain comes in and we have to go to a red flag or a safety car. If the track dries up, you're going to go from extreme wets to intermediates to dry tyres. We are in for an absolutely crazy Canadian Grand Prix. Megan Birch is about to join me in the commentary box as well. She'll be alongside me for this Grand Prix. Omi's watching in the background as well. He'll be leading the IndyCar coverage. And over on USON, they'll have NASCAR. Let's see how long it takes us, though, if we do go red flag or green flag. It's going to be an interesting weekend as well. But this is going to be one of the best Grand Prix of the season, without a doubt. So much happened. For only the second time in history since Formula One started to the 3 decimal points have we got a matched pole position. Russell and Verstappen were both did a 1:12.000. The other time that happened was Jerez in 1997. Schumacher, Villeneuve and Frentzen. Villeneuve on pole that day as well, a 1:21.072. It's actually the 16th time in history that's happened. Before we started decimal points, it was there as well. Here it comes then, the Canadian Grand Prix of 2024. Rain in the air, action is about. We do not want to see, I should actually say, considering Canada, and everyone always says about the accent, I can say it because always people mock our British accent. What is about to happen as well? We're going to need a boat as well coming through, because the amount of weather we have got lining up is absolutely horrendous. I've chosen a grid race. My new ear cups have arrived for my headset today. I've popped them on and they are so comfortable. So for once, if we're here for 4 hours, the JBMotorsports team is ready. The only thing that can stop us, bladder, probably. We're probably going to need to use the bathroom at some point in this broadcast if the red flag comes out as well. Let's quickly say hello to Paul. Adam, first of all, enjoy the Canadian Grand Prix and have a blessed night. Just you too, enjoy everything, Adam, as well, that you'll be watching. Sky Sports should not bring Villeneuve back after this weekend. No way, too much has happened this weekend from him. Let's head down to Simon, then we'll get on to Paul in the pre-show.
The fans over here in Montreal. It's time for the Canadian Grand Prix.
Group by the right, form section, quick, march!
Discipline is at the heart of what we do.
There is a championship on our hands.
You put on this uniform, you embody authority, resilience, and courage.
Can you win this weekend?
Can't say no.
No, we'll put them under more pressure.
We run towards dangers when others run away.
He's hit the wall!
We are the first line of defense against all threats.
It's going to be neck and neck here.
This is going to be so close.
We embody the spirit of our nation.
Villeneuve wins and 100,000 Canadians go wild.
Our legacy lives on.
Yeah, that's not that.
The Canadian Grand Prix.
Oh, Canada, why do you do this to us? The Ile Notre Dame is a man-made island in the middle of the St. Lawrence Seaway. The circuit Gilles Villeneuve plays host to round 9 of the 2024 Formula One World Championship. 70 laps ahead of us around the casino circuit, and rain, rain, rain. Exactly as we wanted it to be. Well, Formula One here and rain weather have a thing in common. Remember the 1978 race where Gilles Villeneuve won in mixed conditions? How about 2011, one of the longest ever Grand Prix in history? Yep, that's what we've got lined up today. If we get to them, dry tyres, white hard C3, yellow medium C4, red soft C5. However, the two tyres I'm expecting to see, green intermediate and the X-Wet, the extreme wet tyres, blue wet weather. Here's how they line up, though, on the starting grid for the Canadian Grand Prix. Starting from the pit lane, changing wings for climatic conditions, is Zhou Guanyu and Valtteri Bottas in the two Saubers. 18 cars will line up on the grid then. Esteban Ocon has a penalty after the Monaco Grand Prix. He drops to the back. Nico Hülkenberg lines up in 17th. Sergio Perez has another Q1 exit. He's 16th. Pierre Gasly lines up alongside him 15th on the grid. 14th for Kevin Magnussen. Logan Sargent lines up 13th on the deck. What happened to Ferrari? Out on the 6th row in Q2. Carlos Sainz is 12th. Charles Leclerc lines up 11th. But Williams made it through with Alexander Albon starting 10th. Lance Stroll on home hero for the first time and his highest ever grid slot at this circuit. Yuki Tsunoda celebrated a new contract with 8th place. Lewis Hamilton fumbled in qualifying and wonders why he's 7th on the grid. Fernando Alonso is 6th. Danny Ricciardo showing pace he hasn't seen since Miami. He starts 5th. Then the closest top 4 in history, Oscar Piastri is on 4th row. 3rd place for Lando Norris. A 1:12.000 for only the 2nd time in history. The front runners are matched. Max Verstappen is 2nd and George Russell is on pole position. The tension is building here. No sign of a safety car start or a formation lap behind the safety car. Track conditions are mixed at the moment. Feedback from the safety car, there's a pod on the right of curb 2. The safety car has left the grid, so whatever happens, we are going to have a standing start procedure to this Canadian Grand Prix. But it has just started raining again, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking down at the track. The fans that did take off their ponchos and their wet max have now put them back on again. The rain is coming down, the atmosphere is building, and the two Saubers might be the wisest of all to start inside the pit lane, because this will be an interesting start as well. So, no sign of it. We are going to start this race on proper formation. Charles Leclerc runs it into. There's Lewis Hamilton. He starts 7th on the grid. The run down to turn 1 is going to be absolutely amazing. It's a tight turn 1 as well. It's a tricky turn 1, which could always be the change that we were expecting. Max Verstappen 2nd on the grid then. As I said, it's the 16th time in history that the pole position has been decided on equal time, but it's only the 2nd time in history since we started going to 3 decimal places, so hundredths, tenths and thousandths revenue as well. Rain coming down. George Russell is going on the intermediate tyres at the moment. Wind is at 2.2 kilometres. Track temperature is at 21.1. Air temperature is at 16.3. 78% humidity as well. Pressure at 996.4 mbar. It is raining, yes. And just getting into the commentary box in time for the formation lap is Megan Birch. It's okay, Megan. I know it's a long walk from the house, a total of 10 seconds.
I ran.
You ran as well, so 8 seconds. It's wet weather. The clock strikes 2. You're the only one in the box with me. Intermediate tyres, wet track, bitumen coming through as well. Everyone on Inters, apart from Magnussen and Hulkenberg. Forget what you know, this is going to be insane. We're going down to turn 1 with lights out. This is madness.
I'm hoping for a red right now because I need to go back into the house.
Well, yeah.
I rushed my dinner, so you can figure out.
Fine by me. I need the toilet as well. We're going to be here. If there's a red flag, can we
Swap.
take it in turns? Yeah.
Swap procedures.
What do you think, by the way? New ear cups, comfortable?
I'm very glad that they're comfortable.
Look at the rain, Megan. Oh, hello, JT. He's down on the... JT's travelling back from Brands Hatch. How are you doing?
Oh, it was absolutely incredible. Interesting to see everyone's gone to intermediates except the two Hasses who have gone on the wet tyres. And on this date, and surprise, surprise, it's not Ayrton Senna.
No, 56 years ago, Bruce McLaren won a wet 1968 Grand Prix. And look, everyone is now flying up. And look at the water level on top of the mountain. Wow, so the water is coming through like crazy. This is not a red flag immediately. I'll be very sad. I'm expecting a kamikaze to turn 1. Hello to the Coffee Dixon. The Silver Hour looks good. Position to win this race. Paul, everything you said in the chat, I agree with you. JT, go.
Jamie Chadwick has taken the white flag after a red flag restart.
Oh, come on, Jamie. Just take the win. That's all I want you to do.
She can do it. She can do it.
Anyway, we'll update that. Megan, dry line appearing, but I don't know. The field is so spread out. We've got Ocon coming through 8-9. Russell's
They're
in the
a
last
minute
corner.
late.
Yeah, well, Ricardo Radio, I wonder if this will be for a delayed start.
On the sail of rain coming should last for around 10 to 15 minutes.
So the rain that is
good.
coming, it could last longer, and it's coming in now, and it's getting wetter out there. I've got
there.
Yeah, it's on the start-finish
I can
straight as
see it.
well. Now, Russell's trying to back them all up. The intermediate tyres aren't going to need much, so wet tyres for Magnussen and Hülkenberg. Everybody else is on intermediate tyres, so watch out for the two Haas cars. They could make a good start here. And if the Saubers are smart, no, they've gone intermediates.
I feel sorry for people on that bridge up there.
Yeah, well, the St. Lawrence Seaway is a milestone to come into it as well. Max Verstappen leads the title on 169 points. 138 back is Charles Leclerc. He'll be the championship leader, whatever happens, with a 31-point advantage. But this is going to be interesting. My heart is fluttering. A wet start in Canada. Is it my birthday?
No, unfortunately. Though, I feel very nervous. Oh, there was a little bit of a twinge there from Joe. I'm very nervous for the first corner. And for the rest of us.
Well, the top two were level with a 1:12.000. Russell versus Verstappen. Will they be level? It's a wet start to the Canadian Grand Prix. I've got a feeling it won't be our first start today. It's wet. It's miserable. But it's Formula One at its best. 5 lights. Action in Montreal, and they all slipper away. It's a good start from George Russell. Max Verstappen's not going to fight him. Leaders Lando Norris, and it's a wall of spray down to turn 1. It almost looks like slow motion. Are they all going to get through cleanly? Yes. Hamilton trying to go through there on Yuki Tsunoda. They all hit the puddle. Well, I'll tell you what, they are the best drivers in the world. They've made it through turn 1. Good job, boys. As we head down towards 3 and 4, Ricciardo sliding a little bit. There's a yellow sector 1 already. I don't know who it is.
And it's green again.
It's gone green. Okay. Will they make it through the second chicane? Yes. But Megan, they are tiptoeing around. Best drivers in the world, and they have had the best start. I am thoroughly impressed with all 20 of these boys.
I am surprised they managed to get those few corners without crashing into someone. Oh, I think that was what... Oh, that must have been the yellow.
Yep, Hamilton sliding around as well, coming in, so they've got to be careful as they come out now, down towards turn 8 and 9. Russell leads, Verstappen is 9/10 back.
Magnussen's made an overtake on Albon.
And that's because of the 4 wet tyres. Yeah, look, there he is on the inside line. Magnussen making some great moves, so is Hülkenberg. Those on the wet tyres are doing it perfectly. Everyone in intermediates is a liability right now.
Magnusen's just taken another position of Tsunoda.
And look how hard it's raining, coming down to the hip, and at turn 10, they're all twitching. There goes Magnussen on the inside line. Oh, and Ferrari of Leclerc nearly runs into the back of Stroll. Magnussen will take that position, and off goes Sainz, and Hülkenberg's going to go through as well.
Both of the Ferraris have twinged massively. Sainz just had a really big lock-up then. He had to give a place to Hülkenberg.
So, Russell leads, Verstappen is second. Oh, Simon, look at that Hülkenberg. This is on board. This is Magnussen getting out of Stroll into the chicane. Wet tyres. Oh, and off the track goes Leclerc, nearly clambers into the back.
And he's slowing down to make sure the position's given back.
And to get through the race director's instructions as well. Wow.
He could not hold on to that. On the back of him right now is Yuki Tsunoda.
Look at the water level coming into turn 1. The intermediate tyres can't handle it.
They're doing well. Puddle side on the racing line.
Yeah, wash. Wash is now starting to come on. The white wash starting to come across with the foam mixture. And it's raining harder at turn 1 and 2. How long is it going to be? Russell leads, Verstappen second, Norris, Piastri, Alonso is up 1, Hamilton 6, Magnussen up 7 places. Hülkenberg's on 5. The only ones to gain place in the start, Magnussen and Hülkenberg 7 and 5.
Tell you what, they've done amazing.
Yeah, they really have.
Wets might have actually been the best call they could have made.
Exactly.
The wet tyres have been. Look how hard it's raining now down turn 7. It's raining hard down at turn 7, and now Ocon is sliding in as well. He can't get any traction. And that's Magnussen. Magnussen is passing Hamilton. He is slicing through this field like they don't exist.
Magnussen is 6th.
Magnussen could lead this race. I'm not even kidding. Wet tyres are the ones to be on, especially with that rain band increasing. And he's right on the back of Alonso.
Haas have made a very good decision here.
Gasly and Perez have been noted for a turn 2 incident. Here's Russell.
So this level of rain is the worst we expect.
And it's the wet tyres you need to be on as Magnussen is going side by side with Fernando Alonso. Alonso cuts him off. Magnussen literally racing, knowing he's got better grip, dives up the inside line. Oh, Kevin Magnussen, you are superb right now.
5th. He's got to 5th. What did he start on again?
Magnussen started way back. He's up 9 places now. He started 14th on the grid. Insane start, lap 3 of 70 of this Grand Prix. Russell leads, Verstappen, Norris, Piastri, Wet tyres for Magnussen put him up the order as well. I said watch out for him on the formation lap, and it's getting heavier now at 1.
Both Haas are in the points
Well,
right now.
I remember back to 2011 when we had this level of rain. They red flagged the race because we just got washed. Now I'm expecting an accident somewhere as Hülkenberg gets ahead of Stroll.
Oh, the Haas are literally, be prepared to be shocked, are dominating right now.
They are, well, Russell's still got the fastest lap, a 1:36.556, but that's because he's got clean air. Russell's had his lap time deleted. That lap time is deleted for track limit to turn 14. He cut the corner. That's why he's a second quicker of everyone else. All eyes on Magnussen, who's now closing in on the back of Piastri.
Curse of the M.
Yeah.
Magnussen is now also the M.
Yeah, Magnussen is coming in as well in that Haas, and he's going to be fingers crossed that this level of water remains throughout the race because it's perfect for wet weather, it's bad for intermediates, and everyone who starts on the intermediates can't start this race. Look at Magnussen to the inside line. He's got so much better traction. And Hamilton goes wide, trying to pass Alonso. And as you said, there goes Magnussen. He's past Piastri, but even before the back straight towards turn 13.
I can hear the Haas garage right now erupting in cheers.
Gasly and Perez has been reviewed. No further action. Magnussen now up to 4th place. Those wet tyres are correct. The amount of standing water is too much. I'm surprised no one's binned into the wall. It's lap 4, but Megan, everyone on the intermediate tyres struggling around. The gaps are massive after 4 laps, and there's more rain coming. Look at how we're down in turn 1.
There is more rain coming, and I am surprised. Oh, almost slid 5th for Piastri. Jeez.
Inters are just manageable right now as well. That's the question.
The reason why Haas are the only ones actually making any overtakes is because they're the only ones who actually have grip.
I'm looking around on the puddles as well to start to see if we see any water coming down. It's hard to tell with the mist in the air to tell which is water, which isn't. Right now, we're looking down at turn 7 on Oscar Piastri. The wet tyres working for Haas as we ride on board with Kevin Magnussen. No, this is Nico Hülkenberg. He's on the back of Hamilton and Alonso. That's how much he's gained.
He's DRS range.
He started, well, he's got no DRS. It's disabled in wet weather. And there's look, we've got blue skies above the circuit, but there's still more rain coming in. And there's more rain cells flying about the circuit today. It's going to be a really crazy Canadian Grand Prix. And here's Leclerc.
We are seeing something strange engine side, and we're looking at it. Keep pushing.
So Leclerc's got a problem now with something strange on the engine side. He's still pushing, but he's down to 11th right now as well. Magnussen is the fastest on the track, a 1:36.134.
I have no words right now for what is going on with Haas.
Well, it stopped raining. There's blue skies above the circuit now as well. So how long are these wet tyres going to have the advantage? And how long will they expect how to do until they pit for intermediates? But then they'll have the advantage because they'll be on fresh intermediates compared to everybody else. So Haas may as well play the gamble here and see how high they can get. But Magnussen having the advantage here, absolutely brilliant. But he's now struggling to catch Norris. The gap 2.356 seconds.
He's managed to get a second within the last lap. So I think maybe a couple more laps, and if it starts raining again, it's raining again.
It's raining again. It is raining again, yes. And let's hear from Charles Leclerc.
Is everything okay on the engine? There are wheel flicks in exits.
No, it's not, but we keep pushing. We have issues on the engine, but keep pushing.
And somewhere, Matt Gallagher has screamed. I can hear as well. So Leclerc has problems. Sargent's dropped behind. In fact, Sargent's going down massively now. He's been dropped by 3 places. What's happened to Sargent?
Transponder issue. He's just gone up to 15.
Right, okay, so Sargent's fine then. But Magnussen is a 1:33.993. He is 1.6 seconds faster than the leader of this race. So wet tyres still the ones to be on here.
Talk about 1.6. That's his gap to Norris now.
Down towards the braking zone, yeah. So Verstappen can't get ahead in wet conditions. What's happening to the Red Bull? What's happening to the Red Bull is it doesn't like this circuit. And wet weather thrown in where you can't touch the curbs either, it just adds more and more problems to that RB20. But the Hasses can brake so much later into the hairpins as we now take a look at Russell, who is leading this race. Minimal spray now, Megan, so it's starting to come into effect.
It is. It's currently lap 5 of 70. We have 66 laps to go, including this one, and we don't know where this is going because the rain is being so temperamental right now. It's going on and off, though right now it's certainly on.
Still raining. There's still wet parts, but I'm seeing dry lines starting to appear. The Haas is going to have to start going offline to cool down their wet tyres. The wet tyres will turn into bubble gum if they're not careful.
They're now the only two not improving.
Is that sunshine now at turn 1? It is. Look, sunshine.
Yeah, it's still raining.
Sunshine and a what is it, summer rain now in Montreal. It started miserable, now the sunshine. Now the driver's got to contend with that being put towards them. This is a crazy, look at that, bright sunshine.
People on Inters now going faster than people on X-Wets.
They are. Verstappen's just done a 1:33.859, faster than Russell. And Hamilton goes wide and proves that maybe that point isn't just quite right now, because here comes Hülkenberg. The track is still treacherous. I think it's the crossover point. Look, sector 1 and 2.
It's half
still
and
wet.
half.
Yeah, it's half and half at the moment.
Oh, now it's full wet.
Oh, yeah, now, so it's starting to come back to rain this part of the sector as well.
Getting heavier.
And look, there's now clouds in this. It's only a small circuit here. Yellow flag sector 6, and that's Sargent. Sargent's off this time. It's not a transponder issue. Sargent's in the wall. But he's only nerfed it. He should be able to select reverse. He's got no damage at all to the front nose. So Sargent should live to fight another day.
I don't think he even managed to hit the wall. I think he's just
stopped in time, yeah. Like he's locked up, a bit like we saw Hamilton do. Green flag's back out. Yeah, almost exactly as what we saw Hamilton do as well.
There's a wet patch round there.
Russell did the fast lap, 1:32.89 now. Then we had Verstappen at 1:32.634. So now it's changing again, but off the track goes one of the Aston Martins of Fernando Alonso. Lewis Hamilton's going to pounce. Be careful, Lewis. Don't forget what happened in 2011 with Jenson Button when he tried exactly the same manoeuvre. He backed out of it, and Hamilton locks up, and he goes straight on. He's going to kamikaze into Alonso.
He's getting advantage. Yeah, slow down, Lewis.
Hamilton's going to have to give the place back to Fernando. Fernando tried that at the start in 2007, and he does so.
Give him back.
Is that going to give... Oh, and Alonso nearly puts into the wall. Huge snap of oversteer. Him having to go on the white line.
No, he's given back for position now, though Hülkenberg now senses his just a position.
Yeah, as it stopped raining and the sun's coming out, Hülkenberg now having to go offline, Megan, in order to keep those wet tyres cool. The advantage might be slipping.
Maybe slightly, but do we know what's the next half an hour at least? I'm going to check.
Oh, it's coming in every 5 seconds. Here's Charles Leclerc as Hamilton makes a move.
9 tenths.
Losing down the straights.
Quite a bit, but keep pushing.
I don't want this answer. When I'm asking, please tell me.
Half a second.
Right, so
Leclerc's losing half a second every single time he's pressing the accelerator because of an engine lag. So that's not great. It's sunshine now, Megan. The track's still wet, but it's intermediates now, not extreme wets. And that's
still raining, though.
Yeah, that's 7 laps difference.
I think it's only raining on half the track.
It's only raining down in turn sector 3 now as well. And look at that. Russell does a 1:30.974. Verstappen's last time was a 1:31. And Magnussen pits for intermediate tyres. So Magnussen comes in. Haas are the first ones in. So this is not a bad option here at the moment. They're going to go... Oh, they're not ready. They're not ready. Haas aren't ready. I don't believe it. Haas are not ready for intermediate tyres. I don't believe it. Magnussen's come in and Haas are not ready. Oh, no. But is Hülkenberg going to do the same thing? No. The advantage goes.
And that's Haas mucking up everything.
And that is the fault. Whose fault was that? Was that the pit crew? Was that Kevin's fault? Did he not radio when he wanted to come in? Whose fault was that?
Still, they would have been told. They should have gone out there with the tyres and not just got someone else to grab it, because there were people already there.
And Hülkenberg couldn't come in now as well, and he's losing loads of traction. Let's take a look at the start then, Megan.
14th now for Magnussen. Pathetic.
Lights out.
So Russell got a really great getaway. Everyone who was on the left-hand side of the track got an amazing getaway. But Verstappen got a good getaway as well, though not as good, because he hit a damp patch around turn 1. Or was it 2?
Well, it's 1 into 2. Oh, and Hülkenberg hit it too, but he's on the extreme tyres. That's what created the wash. But mind, did it say that there was a water there? Look, Verstappen, you say he hits it first, and then through goes Alonso. Ricciardo comes through as well. That's not live. Oh, yeah, this is live. Finally! Well done! TV pictures. Oh, there's the contact between the Alpine. Oh, that's damage to Perez. Perez has a broken front wing. How have we not seen this in the opening 9 laps?
Did Show come out of the pit lane, by the way?
Yeah, so we've got a live picture inside the replay. Finally, Formula giving us a good idea. So Ocon, another opening lap contact, Megan. This time with Sergio Perez falling into him and Perez with a damaged front wing.
Just looking at Montreal weather.
Hamilton and Alonso still closing up. We're seeing in an inside picture of live graphics says Sargent. This was him locking up and then Sainz his radio.
Yeah, Sargent nearly jumped in the trap.
Oh, yeah, Sainz did.
Be more careful when you're redoing it.
So So Sargent, Megan, when it was at its wettest, he locked up and nearly took Sainz out as well, similar to Hamilton and Alonso.
That's not good.
Isn't that perfect? We've got a little live camera showing Alonso and Hamilton's battle inside the replay. So we've finally done picture-in-picture on
good.
F1 TV.
Sun's come out, but I've just looked.
Oh, this is Sargent locking up and going straight on. Did he nerf the barrier? A little tap, little kiss. Incident involving Ricciardo has been noted for a false start. Ricciardo's under investigation for false start. Sorry, Megan.
It's looking to be no more rain, despite it saying it's raining currently, according to this weather thing. Though near the end of the race, there might be rain. There's a possibility.
It's still intermediate tyres out there, but Ricciardo, as I said, noted for a false start. 9 times out of 10, that's going to be Ricciardo with a penalty, but he's dropped down to 8th after qualifying in 5th. Hulkenberg's P7 and should box in the next few laps. Magnussen's dropped down to 14th, so all that amazing work at the start ruined with a bad pit stop, as Russell and Verstappen, Russell at 1:34.01 and then Verstappen at 1:30.159 as the Leclerc's on the radio.
Possible to overtake with this issue together.
I know.
Yeah, so Ferrari having issues as well. Russell could get Mercedes' first win since Sao Paulo in 2022. Fernando Alonso is keeping Lewis Hamilton at bay right now as well. Lando Norris has just set the fastest lap of the race on a 1:29.860. Track is improving.
If I'm not mistaken, as long as Russell has been Hamilton's teammate, he's never won.
Yeah. Oh, Hamilton. No,
Russell's won.
You're right, yeah.
Hamilton's never.
Yeah, and Russell's beaten Hamilton 8-1 in qualifying this year.
I can see why Hamilton's going to Ferrari.
Humperdick says the most prestigious racing series in the world, and this series, I can see pit stop blunders like that, yeah. No news yet. This is on board with Max Verstappen. Track's starting to dry up. Even the intermediate tyres, Megan, look like they're not getting enough water. But then we come to the braking zones, and they pick up the water and live again, so I don't know. Who would risk it for slicks right now? Now the only thing the Haas drivers can do is wait until it dries up a bit and box first for slicks. And sort of go there.
I could see Ferrari trying to box for slicks. Only because of a bad pit stop, but apparently Haas are taking up that.
It's Ferrari engine, Ferrari team unit, remember, as well.
Oh, so it's a theme.
Verstappen is bumping over those curbs massively at the last chicane, and that's not usual as well. Usually Verstappen doesn't like to do that, but Russell, look at that. They're now in it again. 1:29.790 for Russell, 1:29.295 for Verstappen. The gap is less than a second, it looks like. But they're all struggling for traction still out of turn 2. It's nowhere near dries yet, but some of the track is dry, some of it isn't.
It's a possibility that Max actually might beat the M curse.
No. In that case, we just call it Canada. And drop Melbourne. Anything going to happen? No, nothing down to turn 7.
It's under investigation now for Danny Rick with the false start.
So that's going to be a penalty, unfortunately, as the blue... Is that dark skies? Actually, not blue. That's a black cloud, isn't it? Just at the back of the circuit there as well. So there's more raining coming.
Currently, it's not raining, though.
Yeah, currently it's not a thing at the moment. As Ricciardo is under investigation for that false start. And now this is a train of Hulkenberg on the wet tyres. So Haas's brilliant strategy, which we all commended, they haven't brought Hulkenberg in to change over to intermediate since Magnussen, and that's a mistake. Because now Hulkenberg is backing the field up in order to allow Magnussen to come through on fresher intermediate tyres. So they're sacrificing Hulkenberg. We've seen this Haas strategy before, haven't we? Remember Australia, remember Saudi Arabia, remember Miami. And don't forget, Magnussen's 2 penalty points away from a race ban as well.
Exactly. Magnussen can't afford any more mistakes. And it's currently the quickest car out on track will be Lando Norris at the end of this lap. It's got 2 purple sector times.
Why can't anyone over... there you go. Well done, Max. 1:28.032. Verstappen's on the radio. Oh, tap there. 2 Williams.
Max, weather update. Heads up. Expecting a short rain cell, duration 5 minutes, in around 15
By
laps.
which time Hulkenberg's tyres will be just molten chewing gum.
And there goes Ricciardo pulling around the outside down to the braking zone. So Hulkenberg's got to pit eventually.
That was close.
Track conditions, it's now full intermediate. So it's
Hulkenberg, get off them. Yeah,
he's on it. They should box him, but he's trying to stop to let Magnussen catch back up, and it's worked because Magnussen now at the back of this little train. But Hulkenberg's under pressure from Stroll. Well, this is getting an interesting one, isn't it? The opening of this race as well. Lap 12 of 70. And it's a 5-second time penalty for Danny Ricciardo for a false start. That's light. Usually it's a drive-through penalty, isn't it, for things like this? Stroll's past Hulkenberg, Megan.
Is.
Strolls past Hulkenberg outside of turn 4 at the wettest part of the track as well, which is surprising me. Inside a second now is Verstappen and Russell. This little battle still toing and throwing between each other, but no DRS in dry conditions. And now, Megan, the question is, if that rain's coming in 15 minutes, and if it's light enough to put intermediates back on, you've got to try and make these intermediate tyres go another 15 minutes, but the track's drying out rapidly.
They can possibly make it, but I wouldn't suggest it.
Best hoovers in the world of Formula One cars, and that's what we're experiencing here today as well. Track temperatures at 25.7 degrees, so it's just going to keep building and building and building and building. 7 tenths now. I've got a feeling Verstappen's going to pass Russell any second now for this race leaders. Sonoda passes Hulkenberg. Oh, Leclerc has also passed him as well, so Hulkenberg's down to 11th now. Hulkenberg's doing no favours. Haas, I don't know what they're on about.
Russell.
Here's Russell.
George expecting another rain shower 20 minutes from now.
Just tell me what you didn't let me to do then. These tires are going to wear very quick.
Just be careful not to tear the Inter.
So what they want to do is, if you remember what Lewis as into the pit lane, finally comes Hulkenberg. This time Haas are ready, and he changes over to intermediate tyres. It's a 2.8 second stop. So if you remember back to Turkey in 2020 and Portugal in 2021 when it rained, Hamilton took the intermediate tyres and wore them down to slick intermediates. So he took the top intermediate layer off.
That could be a good thing.
Yeah, and he wore them down to basically slicks. And in those conditions, they're pretty much slick intermediates, where the outer tread is still inters, but the inner...
Didn't we say they needed to be made?
Yeah, the inner tyre is slick. Oh, and Hamilton nearly runs into the back of Alonso down at turn 10 as well, just getting a little bit too close for comfort, but now he gets back on the traction, puts it on for energy power as well. No DRS to speak of as he goes down the back straight. Can Hamilton get in the toe and get ahead of Alonso? He's thinking about it. Look at this, no DRS racing, everybody, and the field is actually quite competitive. Can we just put that out? That's why we love wet races, and there's more wet races coming in as well.
Soon we'll be getting rid of the DRS.
Yeah, and it'll be X mode and Y mode and X-Wing, Y-Wing, Star Warsy.
6 seconds. I think it will probably be 6 within 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to rain
that's
again.
Exactly when the rain's expected to hit.
And that is a...
Yeah, no, I don't think his engineer's listening. Russell's saying it's going to be slick tyres within 20 minutes. And they're thinking, yeah, well, that's when it's going to rain. But no, it's not. It's going to be a problem. Then everyone else on the old Inters are going to start sliding off the track because they would turn into slick intermediates.
Are Mercedes looking at the right weather thing? Because it's raining in 15 minutes.
It's now not raining on the track, according to the information graphic we get from Multiview, which takes the FIA feed.
In 15 minutes, according to... I can't remember who said it, but... apparently it's going to be raining in 15 minutes, for a duration of 5 minutes, making it 20 minutes from now it will end.
Right, okay, I didn't expect you to see Hamilton just take his tail off strip and put it outside the car. We
What?
saw it on a little side screen. But
It's wet weather! Do you think that's helping?
Track conditions are drying out massively. Sargent had his lap time deleted as well. Rain in 18 minutes now, we're being told.
18? Who got it wrong?
Don't know, but that's not going to happen that much. Look at Verstappen's within half a second now of Russell. Now the fight is on. It's an interesting track, and this is a Canadian Grand Prix we can't muster. Norris is closing in as well. Oh, and Russell makes a mistake, coming wide out of turn 1, doesn't get enough traction out of 2, and that's going to allow Verstappen to get right up alongside, coming down to 3 and 4. Norris has done a 1:26.857. He sets the fastest lap of the race. He is faster by 2 seconds than Russell and Verstappen. 2 seconds.
He's catching quick.
And Verstappen's looking to the inside line down at turn 7. He can't make it through. Russell gets a better exit coming out of 8, and they're all twitching and sliding, but Russell gets a much better exit down towards 8 and 9.
You can see kind of the steam of where it's drying on the track. Shame it's going to be taken away soon. I can't see nothing on the mirrors. That's not grammatically correct, Carlos.
Was that sentence?
That's because I was tired.
Look at that, it's dry into the braking zone. As soon as you get to the hairpin, when the car's at the slowest, it wets up again.
Why is Perez saying coffee, I'll do it, not hot salami? What?
Copy, I'll do it. Something I don't know what hot salami means.
I
can't translate hot salami.
I'm beginning to think that they speak in code.
Yeah.
And that it's not actually translations, because I don't know.
Oh!
Lando's staying out, apparently. Didn't know he was going in.
Well, he was thinking about wet tyres. He's thinking about dry tyres, isn't he, Lando?
Stay out.
You're 2 seconds faster than the leaders. What's it on this time around? 1:28.705 for Russell, 1:28.637 for Verstappen, 1:27.634 for Norris.
He's a second faster.
He's a second faster than the leaders. He was 2 seconds faster on the previous lap. So Lando is starting to come into this as well. As look, the track drying out, puddles becoming less and less, and now the track, it still doesn't have any grip on it, but it's going to give those intermediates a bit of a slide
Wait
around.
a minute, so's Piastri. He's a second faster too.
Yeah, the top two actually, the slowest on the circuit right now. Inside the top 10.
McLarens are faster.
Both McLarens are faster. And look at that. Is that because Russell's going slow and Verstappen doesn't want to pass him? Or is that because the two McLarens have got cleaner air than everybody else?
I remember saying, yeah, but there's a problem because
Yeah.
I won't be able to stay out on these tyres. They're not wet anymore.
So Lando is saying we're going to need dry tyres, but the problem is there's still
rain coming.
Yeah, and there's massive amounts of puddles still on the racing line. So
stay out.
You put dry tyres on, you can't go for any moves because it's so wet offline. It hasn't yet fully dried out. That's what we're getting. Look, they're the dry tyres, and they're not being moved down at Red Bull. And I wonder if they might change Perez's front wing. By the way, in that case, Perez is down in 15th. Rain in 13 minutes. Russell's going to the right side of the track to get his tyres wet. Max is going to the left, but that keeps a lot with racing line, and that's why he's closed up 4/10 of a second, raining in 13 minutes here in Montreal.
Right, so we're currently on lap 17 just now, and it's... Oh, what lap will that be on?
Oh, Lando Norris does a one. Max is off! Max off the track! Max went locked up! He goes straight on a turn two! I thought I heard someone lock up when I looked down in the monitor!
That's damage to the flooring too.
And that gives Russell a bit of breathing space, 2.3 seconds, and now Lando Norris fancies a run at Max.
He's a second to him now, Lando is.
And Lando just did a 1:26.553. I thought I heard someone in the radar lock up at one. Max makes a small mistake.
He locked up in front of a wrong person.
Yeah, let's have a look. Look, he gets on the wet line and he just
loses it.
He goes off the track.
Oh.
He aquaplaned.
Puddle.
Hit the puddle, didn't he?
Kind of sounded like he lost power. Which
it's
a tribute to his engine problems, which he was having before.
He completely took off the throttle. He's got no drive coming out of turn 8 and 9 either. Lando's all over the back of him now, 0.6 of a second.
I'm worried his problems are going to catch up to him, like halfway through the race.
We're about to see as they go past the crowd. Lando's got a good opportunity here. Russell's 3 seconds ahead now, Megan, as well, coming out of turn 10. Russell's up the road and away. Debris is on the track, yeah. Sainz has cut the track somewhere across the line. Look, it's dry now in the last sector.
That must be his debris.
Yeah, it's dry now at turn 8, 9, down to 10, and up to 11.
Ooh, this is getting interesting. It was already interesting, but even more so.
20 laps of this race have flown by, haven't they? We've got, what was it? We're half an hour into it as well.
Only half an hour into it?
Yeah. DRS enabled! DRS is enabled. That's interesting from the stewards. And now that's going to give Lando Norris a perfect opportunity. DRS down to turn 8 and down towards the back half of turn 1. DRS zones on this circuit, you can see them on the map. It's between turn 7 and 8, turn 11 and 13, and turn 13 and 1. And Piastri now to the 1:26.412, fast stop of the race so far. At now, because Lando's in traffic, he's got Max just ahead of him and he can't pass him. First DRS now open of the Grand Prix for Lando Norris. He immediately pulls to the drier part of the track and he's lining Max Verstappen up for an overtake. And Max Verstappen's not used to this. He's going to feel hunted. He's used to being the prey.
Both the Ferraris are finally starting to find a little bit of pace out there, despite there being a problem with Leclerc's engine, I think he said. But we haven't heard any more about that, so I'm assuming they must have fixed that.
DRS will be open for Lando Norris. Now, down towards turn 13 and 14. I don't think we're going to see an overtake on this lap. There's no reason for Lando to do that when he still needs to dry his tyres. Why waste it? He's right up there anyway.
Okay, I've just seen something from Piastri, meaning it also counts for Norris. They're trying to wait it out until the rain's over so that they don't have to have an extra pit stop.
Yeah, so that's what. So they want to keep these intermediate tyres alive. That's what everyone's doing right now. As well, look at that with the DRS. Oh, Max twitches again into turn 1. Just can't get it quite stopped. Rear of the car stepping out. 1:26.232 for Piastri. No, that was for Norris. 1:25.976 for Piastri. New fastest lap of the race so far. Verstappen off track, continued at turn 2. He has that time to lead for that.
Right, so who else is in DRS range? Hamilton is in DRS range of Alonso right now. And is he catching quick?
Yeah.
He's doing a decent time, but Alonso is doing a much better time, given he's purple in Sector 2.
Rain in 9 minutes as Albon's had a lap time deletion as well for track limits. Turn 14, lap 7. So they're still trying to continue that together. What an awesome start we're having to this Grand Prix as well. This is Canada living up to the max. Who says F1's boring? We've got 3 teams inside the top 3 all battling out together. And Piastri's joining him in as well as Max goes too deep. Lando gets the exit out of turn 10. Better traction power as well. He can't find a way through, but now Russell's going to be feeling it. 1.5 the gap between him and Verstappen. And now Norris has to get through, and he's going for it. He's having a go on Max Verstappen. He's going to line him up, and he'll have to be down towards turn 1 if he wants it.
Lance Stroll is currently asking whether anyone wants to switch tyres because he is losing grip on his, and he says, I can't make another rain.
Lando hasn't opened up his DRS down to turn 1. He didn't do it. He kept it shut. So he was inside the DRS zone, but Lando didn't activate it. And now
he's waiting for a better opportunity to get round.
I don't think he needs it either. He's stomping on the back of Verstappen as well. He's just sort of keeping that together, and he doesn't need to move it around so much. But Lando's right there. And now the gap between, it's 1.6 now between the top. It's closing in massively here in Montreal.
Let's see where Piastri is. Piastri is 5.7 behind Norris right now.
No, Max had a bad turn 7. Max has had a bad one. Here comes Lando. Lando's going to the inside line. He's opened up the DRS. He can't get through. Max shuts the door. Lando has to brake later, and that's going to put Max on the opposite line. So Lando's kept the track position. He'll be able to get the power down. Russell slides just up ahead as well. The gap now 0.2 of a second. Lando's going to have to go for a move if he wants it. Max knows, and again goes defensive. These guys have got to be careful as Lando almost takes off his front wing.
8-minute warning.
Oh, it's going to start raining any second now here in Montreal. You can see the clouds approaching above the back of the circuit. Everyone goes to the left now as they come through to the back stretch. And Max goes defensive. Lando's got the DRS. He pulls around the outside line. And Lando Norris overtakes Max Verstappen coming into the chicane at turn 13 and 14. But now Max is going to have the DRS back. Is he going to come back? No. Lando Norris with a 125.473 moves up into second position. Max Verstappen's been overtaken. Now we've got a race on our hands. And he's pulled a second.
He's already managed to get a second to Russell. Here's a replay of the overtake. Now, you can see him starting to use DRS just slightly when he was about 2/10 back, and he just goes right round the outside of him straight through.
Wasn't open for that long, was it? Now look at this. McLaren have pace here in intermediates. Look, Russell's sliding around everywhere. Lando's going to have DRS. Lando's going to take the lead here because he's not going to wait for Russell, is he? It's a British one too.
Albon has made his way up into 9th.
Started 10th. He's making his way up, isn't he?
Yeah, he lost a lot.
He lost a lot of positions. Now Russell's having to go defensive. Look on the intermediate tyres down towards turn 10. Lando's going to wait for an opportunity. He thinks about him on the inside line. Can't get it stopped. The fans go crazy for that one. Lando gets a better exit than George Russell. Opens up that DRS really soon. Max is closing in a second, but he won't have DRS as they come down. Sonoda and Albon, no different incident down at turn 17, down at turn 13. Here comes Lando Norris though, right round the outside. And Norris takes the lead of the race away from Russell. Norris leads and Russell's off the track. Russell's off the track and continues. That's going to give an advantage to Max Verstappen. Russell cuts across him. Max goes round the outside. Max goes second. Russell down to 3rd. And Lando Norris leads the Canadian Grand Prix.
Max had to very much avoid Russell there. Literally, he went right in his line. He was like, nope.
And Max now struggling for grip. Lando's just taking it off.
Looks like an interviewed. What is Fernando talking about?
What a Grand Prix.
Perez wanting to find grip in the wet patches.
Yeah.
Who's that I just saw go down? Or is it
Perez? Perez and Bottas.
Why is Bottas going down?
Don't know. Bottas has dropped a couple of places.
He's gone 2 down.
Could be.
I'm hoping he's in the pits and it just hasn't really responded yet. Leclerc has been passed by Yuki Tsunoda. Ferrari have now lost their edge. Went from winning a race to not even winning the points.
This is why. This is Leclerc getting passed by Albon around the outside. Albon almost in the wall there. That's pitch perfect from Albon.
5 minutes.
How long is that rain going to last as well? That's the question.
5 minutes.
It's getting darker, isn't it? You can tell.
Here's the debris on the track.
multi-B recovery too for Joe Grenier. Sargent down in 20th, but yeah, they haven't moved up that many places, have they? There's not been that overtaking cars over Grand Prix.
Almost 4 seconds.
Norris is 4 seconds clear. Is he just pushing his tyres and going, what the hell?
He is. He's just going for it. He's now 124.429.
And look at Verstappen's last lap, 126.5.
He is 2 seconds clear.
Russell Verstappen incident has been noted for rejoining unsafely. Hamilton's having a look on Alonso, but these two can't make manoeuvres anywhere on the circuit right now down towards turn 1.
No. He's going to write that down in a minute.
Oh, and Hamilton's going to get through, and Alonso has chopped his front wing! Oh, Lewis! Has he lost an end plate? No. I thought Lewis, from the onboard there, I thought he might have chopped his wing the way they were going at it. That was a wonderful onboard. Oh, and now Lewis chops the grass. And look, dark clouds now down through the cast section. Yeah, so that rain is coming in. How long is it going to be? Now, lap 25 was when the red flag came out in 2011. Turn 13 is involving Sonoda and Albon has been reviewed and no further action. It's still intermediate in the first sector, but now it could go, it's dry in the rest, but rain in 3 minutes. Russell's had his lap time deleted, but you can believe it. It's getting darker here on the Ile Notre Dame as Hamilton and Alonso continue battling. It's getting really dark now. Wow. And I can see the rain in the distance coming in.
Yeah, it's a-coming.
How big is that downpour going to be? And they're all now on very used intermediate tyres. So
I could have sworn I just heard Alonso and Hamilton gulp.
Yeah, they waved blue.
Like,
yeah, Sargent's got a blue flag. So far, this race is living up to expectations, says Kenny. Oh, great news from Adam. I won't say it in case you watch this again, but fantastic news from Adam Lemridge there. And Caroline says Norris will win. It looks like it. As Alonso goes right, Hamilton goes left and tries to, again, cool those intermediate tyres that have done 24 laps now this Grand Prix and in most of them dry conditions. And there's the rain clouds. They're coming in from turn 10. It's blowing in from the north, and that's where it's coming in as well. So, there it is. Look at that. Huge rain cloud above Montreal. That's blowing in this way.
That is heavy.
That's almost a red flag level of
6
rain.
seconds.
Yeah, Norris now 6 seconds ahead. Are they just going to bank it for a safety car? I know what they're doing. They're banking for a safety car for the weather and changing to another set of intermediate tyres.
And having enough time to retake the race.
Yeah, unless there's a safety car or red flag.
AKA Miami.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time the Monaco Grand Prix is followed by the Canadian Grand Prix that both have been red flagged out. It happened in 2011 as well. And what happened after that? We had a wet race in Canada. History repeating itself. And do you want to know something else funny, Megan, as well? Lap 24 was when the rain came down in 2011 as well.
Oh, my. It's history repeating itself. Who won then?
Jenson Button won in a McLaren. After hitting...
Do you mean the man who waited so long for a win?
Oh, no, that's just 2011.
I know, but still.
Oh, yeah, he got the best ever win, yeah. By that time, he was already world champion, remember, in 09.
I know, but he still waited so long for a win. And you're telling me that a man who also waited so long for a win is currently leading on lap 25
Oh, I see your
now.
point now. Yeah, the parallels. Yeah. Button waited 153 races, Norris 152. Yeah, I see your point now, yeah. Yellow flag! Oh! Off into the wall! Big accident there! Is that Albon? It's Sargent! Sargent into the wall and backwards down at turn 4, 3 and 4. Now, has he lost the engine? This will be a safety car. And this gives Lando Norris the chance to change for intermediate tyres.
With a 11 seconds, gap.
Perfect. It's 12 seconds lost here in Montreal.
How did he make 11?
Sargent is not moving from that part of the track.
Sargent has been lapped by Norris.
Yeah, just a little tap somewhere.
Has Verstappen accidentally gone into him?
No.
I don't know. I'm going to say there's a possibility because it would make sense of why...
Hang on. That's Verstappen. There's Russell. There's Piastri closing in now as well. Safety car! Safety car deployed! Wow! And Norris is going to come into the pit lane if he's smart. He's right
there.
He's gone through. He hasn't pitted. Norris, I don't think, has pitted. No, he hasn't. Norris hasn't pitted.
Of course, he's waiting for the rain.
Yes, good point. Why box now?
When everyone else is boxing, why not box with him?
If I was McLaren, I'd box Piastri now.
Sargent, stay there.
Zhou comes in. Zhou boxes. Verstappen boxes. Russell boxes. Oh, and Piastri boxes. That's perfect because that might give Norris the chance to box. It's going to be close. It feels like Miami again. That they haven't got this one right.
What are they boxing for?
Intermediates. Got to be intermediates. Oh, and Russell's going to get ahead of Verstappen here in the pit lane. If not careful, go on, Russell. That's an unsafe release from Red Bull. 2.6 for Verstappen, 2.2 for Russell, 2.7 for Piastri. It's brand new Inters. What's Piastri on?
Inters.
Are you sure?
I saw.
Oh, okay.
Piastri's pitted because he's going to make sure to fight for his position and maintain it for Norris when it comes to holding up the reins.
Caroline's right. This might need to be a red flag about where he is on the track. There's no recovery vehicle on that part of the track.
30-second gap. Norris can pit whenever he likes.
But Norris has caught the safety car, look. Norris has caught the safety car, so that 30-second gap's going to be coming down dramatically because Verstappen can go through. So the safety car is going to need to hurry up. As look, Lewis is now trying to back up Fernando. They've all got to meet safety car Delta.
28.
Yeah, no, well, the best thing now for Lando would be, look, there's no exit road there. Now there is, I don't know, it might be a red flag. It might be. Let's have a look at how Sargent did it. So I think he's going to aquaplane across the grass and hit the wall. Let's take a look. Turns in, hits the curb, gets back on the throttle. It's the second curb, and it loops it round, and he hits the barrier. But because, look, there's no recovery vehicle in that part of the track.
Who did he meet? Verstappen. He met Verstappen.
Yeah, so
that's why he lost 5 seconds.
Verstappen was next, so that's why Verstappen did lose, as you say, 5 seconds and was right back up alongside Russell and Piastri. Because I thought for a second that Norris had lost the lead because I couldn't understand why Verstappen was in front of everybody else. But you're right. But there's no recovery vehicle in that part of the track, so it could be red flag. Norris is coming into the pit lane, and Verstappen is. Hang on a minute. That's Norris coming into the pit lane. The safety car's let him go. No, it hasn't. Verstappen's down the back track. So Norris is going to get a free pit stop here. If McLaren are really super smooth...
Be quick, be smooth, be quick.
Verstappen's coming into the last corner now. Out goes Norris.
2.7.
There's Verstappen, there's Norris. Verstappen takes the lead in the Grand Prix. Why McLaren didn't box Norris, I don't know. He's now dropped behind Piastri. Terrible stewarding there from... Oh, is Piastri going to give way here to Lando? Lando's going to get out ahead. Yes, do it. Oscar let him through. Yeah, good drive there. That's good. That's respectmanship there from Oscar Piastri. I respect that a lot.
They have a really good friendship too.
Yeah,
so.
Oscar let him through. He backed off to let Lando take third. So that is respectful foot there.
Because Lando would
Megan, this is
go back if Oscar was leading the race.
The field's too spread out. This is going to have to be a red flag because of where Sargent is. There's no easy recovery part that part of the track. They'd have to bring a tractor in wet conditions. They're going to have to bring a tractor on to that part of the track. They don't like that.
The McLarens are back together, meaning that they can take 1 and 2.
5-second time penalty for Ricciardo can't be served under a safety car.
I think I know their plan.
No, 5-second time penalty for Ricciardo cannot be served under a safety car.
I know.
He's just done it.
I think I know McLaren's plan.
Wait for the rain and then on better time.
They pitted Norris after they made sure Verstappen had pitted, since then he has younger tyres.
Yeah.
And also then he could wait up for Piastri, so then they can both sandwich both of them in and actually take them.
And Norris has proved he can pass Verstappen. Look at that rain coming in now as well over the Ile Notre Dame circuit. It's perfect, but Verstappen radio.
Of Alonso.
Okay, so running order. See yourself, George, Lando, and Oscar. There you go. What goes around comes around. That's Miami back.
Yep.
You do realise you're 27 laps into the race. It's not Miami back.
No, Norris jumped Verstappen in the pit lane in Miami because of the safety car, and now...
How is it Miami back, though?
Because Verstappen's just jumped Norris in the pit lane due to the safety car.
Won the race after.
Yeah, I know, but it's sort of a mutual payback.
Red Bull have a weird system.
It's ego, Megan. It's ego.
Exactly why they have weird systems.
Yeah, it's the egos that they've come in. The rain's coming in a few minutes' time then, and the double yellows now in Sector 4 because they've put the recovery vehicle out the circuit. I hope it doesn't have to be red flag, but I don't like the idea of having a recovery truck on the circuit, even in slow conditions.
It gives way too many memories, especially... There's
and
also
that
a
part
memory
of the track,
There's also remember Mick when there was a recovery vehicle out?
Recovery vehicle on track at turn 4, and especially we should be careful because in 2013 a marshal was killed here via a recovery vehicle as well.
Bad memory.
Because the crane failed and the car fell on him. So you've got to be very careful. Look, double yellow now, guys. Slow
Moves
it down.
out of the way.
But the safety car hasn't bunched the entire field up. I don't like this call from race director. I do not like that call at all because now you've got an unstable element in a wet condition circuit. I would have neutralised the race or waited until they got the cars all behind the safety car.
Did you notice how everyone else went on the racing line, but Lewis and Fernando went even further off?
Yeah, the correct decision.
Because they've got bad memories too.
It's raining again, and it's about to get very heavy. It is raining again. That's from Chris Medland. It is raining. Hold on to whatever hat you have left, Ted.
Yes, it's rain.
Just going to be a little shower. They're hoping, the people who stayed out, Yuki Tsunoda, Esteban Ocon, are hoping they can survive this, and then it can dry out, they can go to slicks. They haven't pitted for new inters, everybody else has.
Well, Megan, there's 350,000 people here across the weekend. The 140 that are here today, they are going to be interesting for a tweet. A treat, not a tweet. Rock and Robin. Tweedledee.
Clever Russell. He knows about how Verstappen likes to bunch up everyone, so he's staying even further back from Verstappen so that everyone else can get a good getaway.
I just saw the weather radar as well. There's a big bout of rain coming in. This is Ricciardo's start then from lights out. So we're going to go through the whole procedure here. So we'll count you in. So 1 light, 2. By the 3rd light, select first gear. Build up to about 10,000 revs in the wet. 5th light, waiting. Select first gear. Ease the clutch out. Put your throttle gently down. Don't spin up the rear tyres. And then it's just see who's doing what around you. Eye on the attack, eye on the defence. And look at that rain that's coming in, Megan.
Where was his false start?
He didn't jump the start. He must
He
have
was
been
literally given a
He must
time
have
penalty for it.
safety car is in this lap. He must have just predicted the start. Well done, I must say, from the marshals not to make that a red flag. That was fantastic. The track is clear as Leclerc comes into the pit lane. Hey, that was nice.
Spotter's saying the rain intensity is going up.
It's going up. Hello. That's Leclerc stole the engine! Leclerc stole the engine!
Oh my.
They put hard tyres on and Leclerc stole the engine. Unless they're using this time to do a reset the engine to see if it clears the problem.
Why do you put hard tyres on?
Well, that's a gamble from Leclerc, but is it a gamble that they want to try and reset the engine? Because look, no one's rushing around in a panic.
Better to take risk because we need 1.2 seconds.
Good boys.
We are not going to go anywhere, so.
Right, okay. Okay, that's a fair deal. What they did there was with Charles Leclerc is they switched the engine off, they reset the car, and then they let Leclerc restart it on battery power. That should clear the engine glitch issue. Why they've put him on hard tyres, I don't know, considering that it is raining so much out there right now. Megan's getting frustrated, and it's getting quite energetic, isn't it, right now? Because you just want to scream with Ferrari one of these days.
Yeah. So I don't know why they've just put hard tyres on him when there's a bout of rain coming in.
Sorry, we red flag in 5 minutes. Rain is picking up as well as it comes in. Safety car comes in. Max Verstappen will lead the restart to George Russell just behind him as he comes in. Green flag's out then. When will Max hit the gas? That's the question. Because that's yellow flag sector 3. Why is that? Is that
no one's there. No one's there.
That's on the start-finish straight. Yellow flag is at the start-finish straight. What's going on there? Well, what? Now we've gone green.
No one's there.
So everyone's on new tyres. Some on dry, some on wets. Leclerc's catching them up. Max is not going to hit the gas until he exits the bus stop. And we are racing again in Montreal. Raining coming. Intermediate tyres here. We're racing on lap 30 of 70. 41 to go. Question is, can Max hold the advantage here into turn 1? Already, it's raining! It's raining! Megan's pointed the timing screen where it says it's starting to rain. Now, Charles Leclerc, you are in for a little bit of a treat here. And we think we fixed the engine issue. That's great. Can you fix the decision to put you on dry tyres when it's not raining?
Why have they done that? Yet again, another stupid decision from Ferrari. Though why Leclerc went along with it, I do not know. It's his girlfriend's birthday today.
Who is?
Leclerc's girlfriend.
Oh, that's nice.
It's her birthday.
FIA steward says turn 14 is involving car 63 Russell and 1 Verstappen has been reviewed. No further action for rejoining unsafely. Kind of expected that. So for
I couldn't help it.
Leclerc's engine's been. There's the rain down at turn 11. Well, how heavy? Well, we saw the radar, didn't we, Megan? It's going to get heavy, and that part of the track, the rain comes. It's not raining.
This is a liar.
Yeah, we've got the rain.
Copy. Just keep it on track. So 2 laps of rain and then it dries. Just keep it on track.
But look how hard it's raining.
We'll go fast.
And that is
well, it's raining now. I don't think it's 2 laps of rain because it's getting wetter. And it's a question of if
This thinks it's not raining, but it's clearly raining.
I can visibly see it is raining as the look, it's raining hard down the start-finish straight now as well. So brand new Inters were the correct decision. Who didn't box? Tsunoda, Ocon and Bottas are going to be feeling very slippery right now. So is Charles Leclerc, who's out there on dry tyres. And the rain is coming down heavier and heavier now.
Wait a minute. He boxed 3 laps before for...
Oh, hang on. The DRS has been enabled. It's raining, but the DRS has been enabled.
What is happening?
That's not supposed to be enabled in full wet weather. Why is that enabled? And
Turn
DRS,
it off.
No, it's just been turned off. DRS is now disabled.
Thank you.
Well, what's going on there then? Why does that keep flicking on and off?
Because now it says it's raining. So, look. 3 laps before. He pitted for Inters, and then... I get he had to fix the engine issue, but they changed to hard tyres.
And look how slow he's having to take turn 1, Megan. He's limping around. Ferrari aren't going to be fast here. Ferrari are going to be slow.
They messed up.
And Leclerc's gone off at turn 4.
They messed up. I don't think they were meant to put a hards on. He was just meant to go in there to fix the issue, but I think they messed
put
up.
the dries on thinking, oh, it's time for... Yeah, they've messed up somewhere along the line.
They've messed up because I'm pretty sure I saw them going like this to each other.
Yeah. It's getting, well, what are you doing, Ferrari? The strategy department not going great there
Track
either.
limits for Leclerc.
Yeah, it's getting worse. And there goes Sainz. And look, it's now visible spray and getting heavier. Oh, and there's a groundhog that Max Verstappen nearly hits. Gary, go back in your hole. As we take a look now at Alexander Albon going round the outside of... Is this Danny Ricciardo? It is. Oh, and going to the inside of Esteban Ocon. Fabulous move from Alexander Albon. 2 in 1 corner.
Wow.
Beautiful from Albon.
He went right in the middle of them. Also, Hasse predicting Leclerc's downfall in this race because he said, Leclerc is struggling. No chance.
Do not resuscitate at this point as well. Look at that. Albon right on the outside of Ricciardo. He looks to Ocon and thinks, I can have him. I can have him. I'm going to have him.
I'm going to take both out.
Oh, Alex. That is...
Not even going off track.
It's beautiful. It's raining too much. It really is raining too much. It's raining so hard. Look, yeah, what a move from Albon. That's Chris Maitland. Move of the season as the rain starts to come down heavier. Lap 32. Track's ever slippery, sector 1. Well, yeah.
When did Hamilton get so close?
He's up to 5th. Yeah, he's right in the back of Piastri. He's jumping over the curves like no man's
Really
land.
slick up.
Well, it's dry in one part of the track, but it's now Inters at turn... It's Inters from turn 8 all the way up until turn 3. So it's sector 2 that's in dry conditions at the moment.
Ocon can't see anything in his mirrors.
Oh, and now look how hard it's raining down the start-finish straight, and Leclerc comes in for a set of, well, it'd have to be intermediates, and it's raining hard now.
Oh, have you realised your mistake?
Sainz, the other Ferrari, nearly puts it into the back of Bottas, coming down at the back half of the track as well. It's raining really hard now in this last sector. I'm going to be surprised if we don't get another interruption from the safety car as Gasly pulls to the inside line. Sainz has wing damage. I can't see. I think Sainz has lost an end plate. Yes, he has. Look, Sainz has wing damage.
When did he do that?
Don't know, but Carlos,
off the track.
That's one of the Hasses.
Hulkenberg.
Yeah.
Magnussen. No, Magnussen, yeah.
Oh, it could be Hulkenberg.
No, it's definitely
Kevin,
Magnussen.
yeah.
Hulkenberg's just a little bit further back.
It's raining very hard now down to turn 1. Hulkenberg, yeah, it was Hulkenberg. He's off the track. Now the track.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, it was Hulkenberg.
Oh, I was right.
Yeah, and Leclerc's been off the track as well on turn 9, lap 31.
How did I get him from bird's eye view?
Great shot, Megan. Well done. I thought it was Kevin, but you were right. So now, well done. So let's have a look at Carlos. This is how he lost his front wing end plate.
Rain decreasing.
Did he just run into the back? Oh, he did hit the Sauber.
The lightest of touches.
Yeah, that's enough to take the... Here you go. Hello, end plate. Behind the Sauber. Bye-bye, end plate. So Sainz has damaged his front wing after hitting the back of Valtteri Bottas. It's raining again here.
Rain is now decreasing, though.
Ferrari say we rolled the dice, attempting to give Charles Leclerc an advantage on the track. However, the conditions were too wet to stay on dry tyres. And now it stopped raining again.
They wanted to give him an advantage in wet weather.
Yeah, but now, Megan, it stopped raining again.
By putting him on dries.
Down at turn 10, it stopped raining.
Still?
I can't work this track out. It's yinging, it's yanging, it's doing everything. But it's still so dark above the circuit. We are coming up to half distance, by the way, and no one's got a clue what can happen.
I don't even know who's going to win.
I don't know.
Russell's in DRS range. If it was DRS right now, he's 9/10 back away from Stappen.
It's raining at turn 1 again.
Oh, that's the worst corner to have the rain.
It's just, you can't nail down this circuit. Is that Stroll with an issue now? He's behind Tsunoda, who's running in 7th.
Do you know what Turn 1's issue is? It's too flat.
Yeah. There's
So
no
it's
gradient.
puddles.
Yeah, there's no gradient. It's the same down here. Look, it's raining now in it's round the casino at turn 4, 5, 6, 7. It's now raining again. So it's moving around, this cell.
The racing line is literally gone onto the curbs.
Yeah. Oh, everyone twitching around. And Tsunoda, remember, hasn't changed tyres. He's on 33 on the pole Inters. So is Esteban Ocon. So is Valtteri Bottas. They haven't yet to change tyres in this Grand Prix, as we're coming up to half distance here.
Tell you what, Leclerc should give them all one of his pit stops, given he's done so many, especially useless pit stops.
Try to manage the rear temperature, Carlos has been told over the radio. So it stopped raining again. Thank you, Drew, by the way. Nice compliment there.
Stopped raining in half the track.
It's moved to the other half, so it's shifted around. But now it's raining again in the last second. You can't. It's dry at one half of the straight, and the other half of the straight, it's wet. And Stroll's off the track. Oh, hang on.
Who else is off the track?
That was Stroll, and I presume Albon must have followed him off the circuit.
Wait, no, I think it was Ocon.
Bottas and Sainz and Ricciardo as well.
We'll see in a minute.
So Sainz, Bottas, Ricciardo incident's been noted by the stewards. Didn't see where that came from. On board with Oscar Piastri.
Alonso.
He cut the corner, so it was Alonso. So hang on a minute, it was Alonso off the first. That's got to catch up because we saw Ocon go off.
I'm so confused by that.
Well, we'll see if it filters in who else went off the circuit at some point on the driver tracker map. Yes, so it was Mac. Well, that completely confuses me then as to who actually went off the track.
Are they at the same corners? That's just the same corner.
That was on lap 32. We saw that happen lap 35, so the computer hasn't caught up yet. So I'll have to wait a couple of laps to see who actually went off the track. Perez was off the track.
Where is he?
Yeah, well,
16.
That was when the rain was coming down. Did they actually change Perez's front wing?
I don't think they're
No,
bothered.
I don't think they're bothered either. So much has happened in this Grand Prix, you can barely keep your track straight. Leclerc, there he is off again at turn 14.
Leclerc, I think I've already hit my entry.
You've hit something.
A nerve.
It stopped raining now on the start-finish straight, so it's getting drier. But it still says it's raining out there, so it's at some point in the track. We need a map. Okay, thank you. The heavy rain has just missed the track at turn 2, 3, 4, so no more rain expected in the next 20 minutes.
It's still raining though.
So Chris Mellon says the heavy rain has missed the circuit.
Which is good.
But there's more rain coming in about 20 minutes.
Which is bad.
After the track tries out, and it's bigger.
Meaning that they can't go off the intermediates.
Yeah, well, it gets worse. It's bigger rain, and it's wider rain, so this one's not going to blow away. So the rain is coming in, and the extremes are going to be likely. But now, who puts the gamble on? Now you can sort of start to see why Ferrari chose the gamble to put on full wet tyres.
I just don't understand why they did the gamble of putting on dry ones.
What we could do is a red flag in around about 20 minutes time actually as well, because it's taken us an hour to do half the race distance. It's halfway in the Canadian Grand Prix.
I knew it'd be a 2-hour race.
Yeah, it's going to go to the distance. That's Charles Leclerc, who is leading the field, but is not actually leading the field. He's going to be lapped now. So Ferrari have gone from the highs of winning Monaco to the lows of being lapped in Montreal.
It's quite funny.
It is quite funny, really. It shouldn't be funny, but it is quite an irony, isn't it, as well? And
I remember when you led the race. Now we're overtaking you. Bye-bye.
Max has pulled a 1.7 second to Russell, so if it starts to dry out again, is Max in the position to hold the advantage? We know that Red Bull on its own out front is good in the wet weather, but when it starts to dry out, Max is not a match. We've seen that happen.
No,
there goes Leclerc being lapped.
It's still raining on some of the track, too.
Yeah. It's involving Sainz, Bottas and Ricciardo has been reviewed. No further action for causing a collision, despite the fact that Sainz did hit him up the bumper.
37.
It's one of these days, isn't it, where we just don't know what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
That would have been a nice cue for someone to throw it in the wall, but no one did.
Give it time. Fortunately, Sargent's not there, but Stroll. Yeah. Anything beginning with an S?
Well, Lance Stroll had... where is Lance Stroll on my little notes here? Best ever race result was 9th. He's done that in 2017, 2019 and last year in 2023.
He's 8th.
Yeah, but he's counting, of course, for his best ever result in Formula 1 here at his home venue.
Oh, that's good for him.
Yeah, it's okay. But this is a Haas train. No, hang on a minute. This is a Sonoda train. So much for the Japanese having the fastest train in the world. Sonoda is currently doing a Truly train.
He's taking lessons from Fernando.
It's the Sonoda train, which still does work as TT because it's soda, so Sonoda. The T is silent. Bottas trying to have a look at the back of Ricciardo into the braking zone. Sainz coming in a little bit too hot. Now look, Megan, the track's starting to dry out again. And why isn't Perez making his way up through the field? Oh yeah, I've got you. A driver who would like the track is WASHED. Washed. Perez round the outside of Magnussen. Magnussen nearly hits him. And the two who caused the red flag in Monaco are side by side of the track.
Uh-oh.
But Perez gets out ahead.
Do you know what? I've seen this story before.
Oh yeah, it's Perez, Magnussen and Hülkenberg. Oh, with Zhou there too.
Yeah, I've seen this story before and I did not like it.
Yeah, Zhou had to pick his way through that field. The trouble causes of Monaco are side by side again. Magnussen on the inside line, nearly drifting into Perez. History repeats itself as it comes in. They cannot make contact, these two.
I don't know what is going on in Aston Martin, but you said there'll be more rain, right?
Yeah.
They said, we're not sure what's going on, but we think they'll be dry to the end of the race. What weather map are you looking at?
Fantasy Island. Let's have a look at Hülkenberg getting through on Zhou. Oh,
so the Stroll household.
That was close from Hülkenberg. Even looked over to Zhou coming into the chicane saying, are you quite all right there? Did you just know what you did?
I think I know why Zhou stays at the back. Because he doesn't want to actually go into the mess that is everyone else.
Yeah, doesn't want to be a part of the drama, does he, coming into this one?
He's just like, I'm fine here. Maybe if you all crash each other out, I can win.
So, rain starting to go away. It's 33 laps to go in this one, Megan.
Yep. Why is everyone saying no more rain expected? There is more rain expected.
We can see the rain coming in. You at home can see the rain coming in.
Too bad they can't.
It's a weird conundrum, isn't it? It's a weird word to say conundrum, but it is a conundrum as to what exactly is going to happen here today. Howie Benjamin saying, with the additional rain, the conditions are worsening once more. See? It's raining. Sainz nearly loses another wing, this time to Pierre Gasly. So Gasly's moving around everywhere on the circuit. They've got to... Oh, and sunshine! Sunshine again! Down at turn 4 and 5.
Oh, it won't last long.
No, it won't.
Do you know Mum's made a chocolate cake?
I do. A slice will be mine after... Oh, and Sainz makes a mistake! Mid-corner at 7, he slides! I thought Gasly might have snuck his way through there. Oh, hello. Fast laps of the race for Verstappen and Russell last time round. 125.3 for Verstappen. Russell, 125.4. So Verstappen's now 3 seconds ahead. So what gave so much in the first half of the race is starting just to be taken away from us in the second half of this race.
Oh, I just realised this would do great for Norris in the championship with Leclerc being so far down.
Yeah, it's going to put him up into about second place, isn't it, actually, as well? DRS enabled. DRS enabled. You don't need to, Megan. Let's take a look, because we can just press this button up here in the commentary box on our timing monitor, and we'll get to see. So, Verstappen will be on 194 points, Verstappen 138, Norris will go on 129. Russell Radio.
Russell. His teammate.
He's going to be turn 1 and 2 again. Still very wet. Everywhere else is dry.
Yeah, A firm.
So the two Hasses now starting to make battles together as well as they come down towards turn number 1.
It's 9 away.
Yeah.
It's 9 away. He just needs Leclerc to have a really bad race next time out and him to have a really good race.
Oh, hang on! What happened there? One of the Haas cars going sideways off the track of Kevin Magnussen. Hülkenberg's gone through.
He's fine.
And I think Magnussen locked up and went straight on turn 1. While we were looking at the timing monitor, Hülkenberg went straight off the... Magnussen went straight off the circuit. I will double check on the battle computer we have here in the commentary box to see what actually happened. Or wait for the replay, which is probably going to come first.
Probably.
So you took us through this, Megan. Well, I'll take a look at what happened. So round the outside, Magnussen goes defensive, Hülkenberg ahead, and yeah, he just went straight off the... what happened mid-corner? Hang on a minute. Magnussen gets on the curb. Big rain coming in. Oh, Magnussen just... I missed it again. You pressed me again. I think Magnussen, I'm being told in my ear, got a slide at the rear, and that allowed him through. So Magnus is sliding. That's why there was no one off the track.
You're not meant to see it.
No, but you were just pointing and prodding me, Megan, because you're telling me that there's a rainstorm coming in big. And you're right. Because it's coming in from turn 1, and that's where the wind's blowing. There it is, and that's coming inwards. Huge rain coming in over the circuit here in Montreal. And that's where it is, because, hey-oh, this is an Aston, Gasly, this is an Alpine, I should say, into the pit lane. Dry tyres, hards. No,
what a mistake at the maker.
Why hards? Why not the softest compound, the C4s? Because also, well, the C5 here. Why not all the mediums? The hard tyres, which take the most to get temperature up. Oh, well, looking at that black cloud as well.
I can just see his foot put. Did he just put a visor strip up?
I couldn't tell. It could have been the water.
It better have been the water. That is so misleading.
Sunshine at one side, yellow flag sector 1, and Gasly straight off the track. And he's got going again. So,
okay, we're monitoring Gasly. He's
up.
up.
Yeah, hang on. The north, bright sunshine. The south, dark clouds with thunder and lightning. It's like being standing on the yellow brick road looking between the good and the wicked witches' houses.
It's like looking between the Game of Thrones places, just like the north, where there may be White Walkers, but it's calmer. Or the south.
Off goes Lando Norris. He rejoins and Piastri goes up to 3rd. So Norris makes a mistake and regains his 3rd place, but that was so close of Norris there. He could have lost out big time, and now Piastri's on the back of him. Russell still in 3rd,
Hamilton
2nd.
is really closing up to him.
Verstappen's last lap time was a 1:24.159. Russell's just at the fast lap of the race of a 1:23.783. Kevin Magnussen is into the pit lane. Probably for dry tyres.
Please don't go on to dry tyres. It hasn't worked out for everyone else.
If it's medium, I would put medium on. I would make it medium. It's got to be surely it's medium. It just makes sense to be medium. This is Lando Norris. He's going to lock up on the wets, isn't he? Yep. Gets that white line like Max did earlier on in the race.
Oh, he waited for Russell to actually go by. Just like, I am not dealing with having to give place back. I'll just wait.
Yep. Russell gets back on. There's no dangerous rejoin there.
But
that's perfectly fine.
I suppose that does mean he's actually really close to him now, so it's probably easier for him to overtake, meaning he's closer to Max. That lockup could have been really handy.
Russell?
I lost a lot of time from Norris. Avoiding action, 1.5 seconds.
How did you lose time? Was he in front of you?
Yeah, you lost so much time.
Going around a corner. You were going around a corner.
I think he was right, look. 1:25.692 is his last lap.
He was going round a corner.
I think it was the exit power from 3 that got that problem, and that rain's just blowing in over the circuit, isn't it? It's like, it's just literally, look at this. Retire the car!
Who had the money on it? I did.
Matt Gallagher's just shot himself.
Not a great thing for his girlfriend's birthday. Happy birthday. I retired early. Hey, you can go celebrate with her now.
And there'll be no party down at Ferrari today. They're not even in the points. That is a hammer blow to the constructors and a hammer blow to the World Championship. Charles Leclerc retires from the Canadian Grand Prix. Why retire the car? The engine was fine. That's a bad decision. With this rain incoming, that's a very bad decision.
Do you know why? Because they see no point in continuing. That's Ferrari's motto. But I am a bit scared because I've just seen something on radio saying Yuki had been told, goodbye, Yuki. You're doing well. I'm just like, what are you planning?
I presume that would be good boy.
Probably.
Yeah. Or good job. Oh, Hamilton boxes for dry tyres.
Either way, goodbye. It was very ominous.
Goodbye, Mr. Tsunoda.
He's just like, what's going on?
Hamilton comes down from a
Dark
sunny...
clouds.
Yeah, it's coming in big time, isn't it? Norris on a 1-2-3-6-7-1. He's 6/10 behind Russell now on a drying track. But Lewis Hamilton, the 7-time world champion, 7-time Canadian Grand Prix winner, puts on what I think is the right tyre, the medium compound tyre for these conditions. And Red Bull are coming in as well. Ricciardo's boxing, so's Sainz, so's Perez.
Sauber's put on medium too.
Yeah, the mediums are the right tyre to do it right now because the track's drying, so they won't last the whole race, but that's because the rain's coming. So these tyres will last around about 15 laps, but that's when the rain's coming. So it's about the right decision to do. It's a very wise decision in the face of that rain coming in.
South. That's what the wind's moving to now. 2.9 is the wind speed. And how far away was the rain?
Blowing from the south now. It's there. Megan, just look at the monitor. You can't get any closer.
Oh, it's hard to tell.
That must be so frustrating for the drivers. They must be on the radio. Well, we haven't seen anything on the radio saying, is it raining? Is it raining? Is it not raining? Is it raining? How are they doing? Everyone on dry tyres, look. Lando wants to know how those on the dry tyres are doing. It's not going to be told on the outlap.
Well,
wait.
everyone who's on the dry tyres is currently at the back.
Got to wait. Got to see. Gotta believe. Gotta believe. Gotta believe.
Mercedes are staying out.
Lando wants to get ahead of Russell here. He's feeling that Russell's... Oh, hello. Piastri boxes for medium tyres. See, that's the correct tyre. Alonso and Tsunoda coming in as well, presumably for the same. Everyone's in. So they're all boxing. Right, now, Lando could do something really sensational here. Box and try and jump Verstappen and Russell in the pit lane. That's what I'd do. Yeah, do it. Box.
Like Palpatine, do it.
Tsunoda was 4 seconds out of pit lane, but look, they're all going on dry tyres. Alonso... I can't. Hard tyres for Alonso. That's a bad call.
Russell's staying in and staying out.
Verstappen is box. Well,
down.
Red Bull have heard my plan already, and Max is coming down pit lane.
Who's listening?
Yeah.
Who's on Red Bull's side? Who's listening?
Why is the pit lane graphic open for Verstappen? It may be box, but he's not coming in. So yeah, look at that. Bright sunshine on one part of the track. Ominous rain clouds directly opposite. That's blowing in this way.
I just realised. Piastri, if the other two in front, apart from Max would take the lead.
They're all coming in together.
He's already pitted.
They're all coming in together. They're all boxing now. No, Norris is staying out. Norris is staying out to take the lead of the race. That's a bad decision.
Why do you keep staying out?
What is McLaren up to? As into the pit, that's Joe who's stationary in the pit lane. Well, Lando's just done a 1:23.569, fast up in the race. Medium tyres go on for Max Verstappen now in the pit lane. It's a smooth stop. Where's George Russell? Oh, it's a problem on the front right as he goes to hards. Oh, and they've lost a lot of time there. But they won't lose any time to Piastri. He's at the top, nearly hitting the champion's wall.
Oh, and there he is.
So Norris might now get a free pit stop. Oh, beautifully clever. Norris is going to box this lap and jump them because he's going to get a 30-second advantage because they're all going to be trundling around on dry tyres. So Norris is going to be fast to get a pit stop and jump ahead. So, okay, now
and he doesn't have a safety car to stop him.
Exactly. So, look, 19 seconds already. So, Norris is jumped. He's got a lap later. He's now going to box at the end of this lap. But Verstappen, Russell, their tyres aren't going to have temperature yet. So... this might just be a good look. 20 seconds already. This
what
might
they tried
just
to do
be
last
good.
time.
But
Sargent
crashed and caused the safety car, so they couldn't do it. They wanted to swap over. So now, what's the sector times? He's quicker, but they'll be up to temperature. Those tyres will be up to temperature. Do you go into the lap or do you box this lap?
21. How much time does he need?
30. He's going round again. And that's because the track is dry in the first sector. So Max
He'll have younger tyres for the rest of the team.
Lando's pushing like crazy. He's just on a 1:23.272. It's not that far. What's everyone on the dry tyres doing? 1:32s.
Trouble is now Max is also gaining time.
Yeah. What's the gap now? 20.5. As soon as that starts coming down, you box. Right now it's at 20.5, but the track is still wet in areas. So Lando, this is his last chance. 20.8 now as well. And Verstappen is still slow. What's his last lap time? Verstappen was a 1:30. Gap now 21 seconds. It's this lap, Lando. You have to box this lap. No ifs, no buts.
You need to keep it in front of Hamilton.
What's Albon doing? He was on the dries first. 1:31s is his last lap time as well. But he's slowed down by pace on drivers who still on intermediate tyres. It's a real free-for-all here. Norris radio, this will be box.
It'll be box this lap, give it everything.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be box this lap. That's a beautiful decision from McLaren. But they are going to come out right there. And now it's coming through. Look, now it's coming through. So Max is now starting to get the tyres up temperature. 20.4 in the first sector, so it's this lap. So they pushed it one more, but it was the right call.
Because they need to make sure, while he's still getting temperature, that he has enough time.
While his tyres are fantastic. And he's in now. That was a very dodgy call into the pits there, wasn't it, from Lando? They'll try and cut as much as he can.
Yeah, he didn't have the greatest pit.
Yeah, but now look at it fall, and McLaren are third in line. Norris, no further action for leaving the track, getting an advantage. Here we go. Right, 18 seconds is what's lost in the pit lane. Drop the tyre, away we go. Where is Max? He's coming into the last corner now. Lando's coming to the end of the pit lane, but don't forget, the pit exit here feeds into the entry line for turn 2. Lando needs to get traction down on the wet part of the track. Max is coming into turn 1 and 2 right now. Lando needs to get out ahead. Max is giving it his all. Lando gets out ahead.
Yeah.
But now Lando's on the wet part of the track. Max isn't. Max takes the lead. It was so close, but the pit exit line is just too wet. And that's cost Lando now.
It's only 2 seconds. It's only 2 seconds. It's only 2 seconds. And he's on younger tyres.
By 2 laps, it's not going to mean a thing. That was a good try for McLaren, but it didn't work. Yeah, because now Lando's tyres aren't up to temperature. It was 1 lap too long, in my opinion. 1 lap too long. They got cocky. They got cocky. 1 lap too long. Is Alonso very hot? Yes, he is. Yeah.
That's Yuki's radio.
Yuki flirting with all the drivers as he goes around on the circuit right now as well.
He's taking lessons from Carlos.
Cheeky, cheeky, cheeky. As he comes into it. This is getting insane, this race.
4 seconds. Come on.
Down we go.
Gotta start gaming time, Lando.
Oh, Russell goes defensive. Well, Russell tries to have an attack on Lando. Lando goes defensive. Well,
Oscar, do something about Russell.
Well, Max is going to win this one, isn't he? Saying that, 3.8 seconds. The gap wasn't as big as what we thought it was.
Yeah, that's because he's just managed to make 3 seconds.
In dry conditions, is that Red Bull still good?
The ride is very, very bad. Second lock suspension again.
Understood.
All right. Right, so we do have a Grand Prix here as well. That's the thing.
So can you retire the car?
Nah. He's just going to be locking up. Look, look, look. Wet track, dry tyres. He's got no grip. And as soon as he puts the throttle down, it spins it round on the wet and through goes Max.
Surprised he kept it.
Oh, it was well held from Lando. It was a good try from McLaren, but Max was 1 lap too close. Yellow flag! Hamilton! Hamilton's off! Hamilton is off!
Continuing.
Down at turn 6 and 7, he's kept going, but Hamilton's dropped off the back of this battle. He's gone off at turn 6 and continued. What did he do?
I think he must have done a similar thing to what Lando did.
Oh, and Norris nearly loses the race because Russell stuck his nose up the inside, and now Russell's got the DRS down the straight towards turn 13. He pulls the outside line. Can't. Russell takes second away from Lando. Nothing we could do there. Russell now sets the charge after Verstappen.
Russell's determined to win.
Oh, the tyres weren't right. What's the gap now? Cross line 4.5. Max, the fastest lap. Hamilton. Oh, yeah, 1:19.401. First 1:19 of the race. Is that rain anywhere here?
Nope.
The one hope we've got here for an actual good Grand Prix is the fact is that Red Bull cannot take the curbs. You've seen it all weekend. You've been in the commentary box. You know the same thing. That curb cannot be taken by full throttle.
Tyres are now up to temperature. Verstappen.
Yeah, I can't touch any curbs. Yeah, almost knocks me out.
Okay.
And then sets the...
So the ride height is too bad. Russell, 1:19.459. So Verstappen can't touch any curbs on a track where you need to ride the curbs. So that Red Bull's ride height is super, super stiff.
Let's look.
He's okay at the exit. I want to see the last chicane. If we can follow on with this, please. TV director, thank you. Down the back straight. Watch 13 and 14. The 2 parts of the track where you need to ride the curbs the most. Does Max ride the curbs or does he avoid them into the last corner? He avoids them. And then watch Russell, Norris, Piastri coming through. Look, they're all jumping over the curbs, especially over in turn 1. 1:18.596.
Oh, I can't see this again.
Yeah, Russell nearly kamikaze into the 1:18.145. Russell's catching Verstappen. Verstappen is losing time because he can't touch the curbs.
Thing is, Lando's got the similar time.
1:18.193. You're right. So Russell and Norris are going to stick together and try and attack Max. Well, this is getting in very entertaining. I've enjoyed this. There's a reason the Canadian Grand Prix is one of my favourites on the calendar. You never know what it's going to throw you.
I'm not completely sure who's going to win.
I don't think Max is going to win. I have serious high doubts that Max is going to take this race win. Oh, and Russell makes a mistake. Russell's got on the dry, and Norris goes through. Russell made a mistake at 8 and 9, and Norris goes through. But crucially, that gives a second back to Verstappen.
Okay, now do something to let Oscar through, because quite honestly, I want Oscar to win.
Yeah, but that gives a crucial second back to Verstappen, where you can't keep doing that with 20 to go.
I know.
Oh, Russell mistakes again.
I really want Oscar to win for the first time.
That's unlikely, yeah.
I'm really going for everyone's first win this year.
Russell tries to go around the outside. Norris puts his car dead centre into 13 and 14. Can't get through there. 118.109 for Max Verstappen. Anybody else? No. So Max now 5.5 seconds ahead. But Russell
behind Norris.
Focus, George, focus.
That's Toto.
Well, if you can smash your headphones on the table, he can swear.
I've just repaired mine, thank you very much. I've got new ear cups, I don't want to do that. I've not been in one bit of discomfort all race, it's fantastic. This is Russell's mistake. Oh, he just nearly put it in the wall. He just locked up, went over the grass.
Then Leno's like, thank you.
Come again. He just locked up, too much speed mid-corner.
Still 5.4 now. Ooh.
Damaged part of the curb, didn't he, as well? I thought he knocked off part of his winglet. Yeah. Russell crashed there last year and brought out the safety car. Same part of the track. Doing a similar thing.
Lucky Carlos isn't winning, otherwise it would be a guaranteed him crashing.
That's true also. Toto Wolff, focus, focus, focus. Has he got his finger on George? Yes, he does. And now he's twiddling George's... I'm not going to say the next line.
Yellow, sector 2.
Perez. Perez at turn 6.
Yep, you're correct.
Oh, he's kept going.
Continuing.
Looped it round?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. How many laps to go? 18.
18 laps for Lando Norris to make up 5.2.
Row! Perez is out of the race. He's broken his rear wing. That's it. He's done.
We must have hit the barrier.
You can't repair a rear wing. Sergio Perez, his Canadian Grand Prix ends in tears.
That's going to come off.
If he's not careful, it'll be a virtual safety car. Perez with a broken rear wing. He may be still circulating, but there is no chance that that car can be repaired. It's about a 20-minute job in a Formula 1 car to replace a rear wing. He's out.
I mean, if it's a virtual safety car, that'll bunch up the field.
No, virtual hold position safety car would. Virtual wouldn't.
Yeah, but it would bunch up the field for just that little bit of time, so that there can be a close enough time for Lando Norris
Track
to get
surface slippery, sector 10. He's dropped it.
There it is.
Yep, that's going to have to be a virtual safety car. You can't leave that on the circuit. I'm expecting VSC.
Right in racing line.
I'm fully expecting the VSC to come out here.
Slippery.
Yep. That rain cloud's coming in as well. There's Checo. Out of the Grand Prix. Why have they re-signed this man? That's 2 retirements in a row. Both his fault. Yellow flag, sector 2. Ion, Sainz is off. Sainz has done the same thing. Multi-car accident. Sainz off with a damaged wing, and there's a Williams involved. Sainz goes spinning in the grass. Who's that off?
Hang
on a minute. Albon. He's hit Albon.
No.
Sainz can't get out of the grass. He's spinning his wheels, and Albon's in the fence.
You can't just drive. That's a hit and run.
Albon's out of the race. And this will be the safety car.
He was doing so well.
And it is the safety car.
Bunching up the field.
Full safety car. Alexander Albon, I am so sorry. You were having a great race and you've just been catapulted by Carlos Sainz.
You can punch him later.
Both Williams out of the Grand Prix after such an impressive qualifying.
We've lost 4 cars.
And Checo's out of the race too. Oh, wow, this Canadian Grand Prix just won't stop. And I bet Sainz is out too because he's got rear wing damage.
Kind of hope he is, because it's justice if Sainz is out too for Albon.
Well-timed safety car. I've got to start the USON streams and all that, like NASCARs. Safety car is well-timed, isn't it?
You can put some in the toilet too.
Yeah, we didn't think of that during the first safety car. Oh, Perez looped it. He got on the dust. Hit the wall. It's too close. So he gets on the water. Bang goes.
First time Sargent did that, he managed to save it.
He caught the rear tyre. That's what almost happened to...
Ooh, look at that.
The waterline,
Gone all white.
Sebastian Vettel did that in 2011.
Huh.
World's longest power drift.
Oh, here's Pierre Gasly.
That's his view of it.
Happen.
What happened?
It's like, oh, glad that's not me.
They've picked that debris up from turn 10, by the way.
Good.
So what happened to Sainz and Stroll? That's what I want to see.
bet.
Here we go. This is
I bet your Sainz does something stupid.
Well, here's Albon. Sainz is going to spin it.
Oh, no, he
and
didn't do anything.
He reverses into the path of
Ooh.
Albon. Albon could go nowhere, and broken front end suspension
That
for
was
Albon.
always going to happen. I would have bet Sainz would have been trying to go around the inside or something.
Both Williams is out. Both Ferraris in trouble.
Yeah, sorry for that. Yeah, I was...
Russell.
I lost control, so I couldn't do anything.
So
Russell and Hamilton. Mercedes have double stacked here for dry tyres.
So what you're telling
Brand
me?
new mediums. Medium tyres for both of them. Oh, and hards for Hamilton.
Is that two teams have lost their drivers completely?
Megan, Russell's just pitted for brand new mediums. And Carlos is out of the race too. Both Ferraris are out of the Grand Prix. Well, this is a weekend to forget as a Kirby vehicle on track at turn 7.
Both Ferraris, both of the Williams, and now there's one Red Bull left in the race. What are the chances that he's going to get taken out to?
This race is giving more and more, as I'll leave you with Megan while I try and do this.
There is a recovery vehicle out on track at the moment. That dark cloud is coming right in right now. That is worrying. Joe has been lapped by Piastri.
What a race.
And he's having to stay behind.
Trying to catch my breath.
Everyone is starting to catch up to the safety car now. Oh, this is... Oh, this... I don't even know what to say. Here's Carlos Sainz getting out of his car. Probably going to go and find Charles Leclerc and say, do you know what? I'm out too. That is not good for Ferraris. I knew they wouldn't do it. So let's see. Here's a replay of how he spun it. Did he hit a wet patch? He hit the curb, which I think must have held a wet patch. And then he just couldn't do anything. In his path was Alexander Albon. So I don't think he had any control of that whatsoever. And then he got stuck on the grass for ages. Which, honestly, it reminds me of some F1 games where getting stuck on the grass. Here's Alex's point of view. He tried, bless him, to go round him, but he went the wrong way. He should have gone the other way. Because he had two options, and unfortunately he'd already made his decision before he got backed into. That is disappointing for Alexander Albon.
And he completely broke the rear suspension as well. Nothing he could do there at all. That's just more unfortunate news. Recovery vehicle on track. I'm trying to do the fastest thing I've ever done in my life right now.
Currently, the gap between Verstappen and Norris is 1.105. Here's Sergio Perez just looking at the screen.
He's
where
out
his
too.
teammate is. Obviously out.
15 cars left, by the way, in this race. 15.
We haven't had 15 only left in a while. That dark cloud is moving further and further in. Here's Lando Norris.
And Lando, another weather update. We don't see anything on the radar, but big showers are popping up around, so we can't rule it out.
Oh, wow. So
that big black cloud kind of points to rain. Like, look at that. It's so trippy because then blue skies, then black clouds. I suppose they're more dark greyish.
Problem, I can't do the I can't do the NASCAR stream for the YouTube channel.
Why?
Password invalid.
Why?
Don't know. Can't get it sorted. Quickly, Ted's down the pits.
Yeah, the McLaren engineer, Will Joseph, to give Lando the weather update, but I wonder if he's going to give him the update about the possibly aggressive Mercedes right behind him on the safety car restart. I mean, Piastri and Norris have been looking after their tyres. They were only 9 and 12 laps old, respectively. Maybe McLaren thought it was a bit early for them, or they didn't really need to change tyres. But had they seen and had they known that both Mercedes were going to pit behind them, they could have obviously pitted with them under that safety car and both gone after Max Verstappen on fresher tyres. But yeah, they're just going to have to hope, aren't they, McLaren, that they've got the pace, even on slightly older tyres, to stay ahead of new tired Mercedes duo behind them.
So this is Zhou Guanyu's opportunity then to pass the leaders. He's been told to do that. He has done that. He's the only car that's in that position, because actually he's the only car still running that's a lap down. The rest of them have all retired. Sainz, Albon, Perez, Leclerc, Sargent. Nice to see all the Ferrari gang still on the pit wall, actually.
Yeah.
All the senior Ferrari people. They don't have a car in the race. They haven't...
Right, I'm just going to take over for a bit while Joshua's in there. Lap cars may now overtake the safety car, meaning that Zhou Guanyu can actually overtake. Right now, that cloud is getting closer and closer, so let's hope it is just showers sprinkling down, because I don't think we can take another bout of rain. I know certainly the cars can't take another bout of rain. Lance Stroll has said that he can't. Though lap 57 of 70, there are 14, including this lap, left to go. Still the safety car is running. Let's hope Joshua can get everything sorted out quickly. Safety car is ending. Safety car is ending in next lap. I'll just inform Joshua. Vote for your driver of the day. F1.com/vote. And let's see. Lando Norris is within a second of Max Verstappen now. Piastri is now 1 second away from his teammate Lando Norris. So that'll be an interesting restart. Just inform Joshua quickly. It's a shame he's not here, because he would have been able to cover that. Right, so the sun is now shining on the track, so hopefully all these dry tyres will be put to good use and won't be ruined by a possible, well, storm. Because as everyone knows, it usually just is like oceans around here. That dark cloud is getting very, very close though. Lap 58 now, and they're about to get back underway. Gonna change you back to number 2, so you're back with me. Green flag running now. Max Verstappen is bunching up the field, and is gonna get underway. For the third time this race will restart. Well, second time it will restart for the third start of the race. While we're still waiting for Joshua to get back, I suppose it's my job. Max is still bunching up the field a bit too much, trying to get everyone's tyres really warm, and he's gone. We're back underway for the third time this race. The clouds are getting very, very close to the track right now. Extremely good getaway from Max Verstappen there. 8 tenths back is Lando Norris, 5 tenths back behind Lando Norris's Oscar Piastri, gaining very quickly, the pair of them, on race leader of Max Verstappen. Verstappen's his best time was a 1:17.251, so that's the best he can do. Let's see if everyone else can actually catch up to that. Everyone else is kind of 2 tenths behind of what that can do. First sector times are in with a 22.366, quicker than a lot of the field, though not quicker than Oscar Piastri. He's done... Actually, no, it is quicker than Oscar Piastri. Very close to Zhou Guanyu right now, though. A very nice gap has formed between Max Verstappen and Lando Norris right now. 2 seconds gap between them. Lando got a not great start, though Max Verstappen got a lightning start ahead of that. He bunched them up so much, I don't think anyone thought it was going to ever end. Right. So, further down the field, we have Stroll is catching on Alonso. That's a shot for this race. Oh, now he's lost DRS. 1.2. DRS has been enabled. FAA incident involving car 11. Perez will be investigated after the race unsafe condition. That's just been put through now. Oh, that is a terrible gap forming between Verstappen and Norris. But Yuki Tsunoda is gaining on Lance Stroll right now. And it's in the field. Danny Rick is closing in on Ocon, but Pierre Gasly is trying to make his way into having another point scored for Alpine with a 6/10 gap between him and Danny Rick. Tell you what, that's going to be an interesting argument. Where's Ocon right? Oh. Ocon's certainly going to be gloating. In fact, we're on board with George Russell. Ocon's in 9th, you see. On board of George Russell right now, who is currently in 4th position and is 9/10 back from Oscar Piastri. His teammate is 1 second behind him, so he is solely focused on getting into 3rd position. Obviously, he started out on pole, so he really wants that win back. So with 10 laps to go now, I am not sure. Obviously, within the last 15 minutes of the, 15 laps of the race. Here's a replay of Kevin Magnussen. What did he do? He went off the track. We did not see that before. Never came up on the investigation. He just went right off the track where everyone else has been going off this weekend. There it is. Just in time for a replay. Lap time deleted. The turn 12 incident involving cars 10 Gasly and 27 Hulkenberg has been noted. Russell has had his lap time deleted as well. The gap between Lando Norris and Max Verstappen has increased to 2.141 seconds. Though Oscar Piastri is catching up quite heavily to his teammate of Lando Norris. He's only 6/10 behind him now and he's catching quite quickly. Though I guess he really wants to get out of the clutches of George Russell right now, who is 6/10 behind him as well. Lap 61 of 70 right now. Hopefully Joshua will be back in soon. Right, I'm not completely sure, but I did think I just heard something. George Russell has the fastest lap, and it's just been taken away. And it's just been taken away by Max Verstappen with a 1:16.625. Certainly is getting a very good getaway, though his gap between himself and Norris is closing now. Though he's trying to keep it up. 2 seconds now gap. It's gone down by a 10th. It's gone down by a 10th of a second right now. FIA stewards, turn 12 incident involving car 10 Gasly and 27 Hulkenberg. No further action. No further action. That is probably good. I don't think Haas need any more penalties. Though I can't seem to remember what that was about. Did we actually see what that was about? Right now we're looking at Oscar Piastri and George Russell battling out for 3rd position for their place on the podium. They're a 10th between each other. Oh, George Russell going round the outside of... Ooh, defending right there from Oscar Piastri. He went right in the front of him while George Russell was trying to get round the outside. I do better when I'm sitting down with commentating. Black and white flag. Kevin Magnussen. Oh no. Black and white flag. Piastri.
To hold position. Do you think you could challenge Verstappen? He was 17.4 last lap.
I need to focus on keeping Russell behind. Just leave it to it.
Shouldn't they be asking for Lando to be focusing on Verstappen, given he's 2.5 seconds behind him and, you know, in second? Let Piastri focus on the battle he's having right now with Russell, though I cannot believe that. Magnussen has got a black and white flag. Well, we all know where that's going to go. Just going to write this down in my notes. Honest. Right. George Russell is going round the outside. Oh! Goes off there. That's why he's got in front. Well, he had done. George Russell got just so close to getting in front of Piastri right then. Though he went right off the track. and has fallen behind even his teammate of Hamilton. That is not good. Now Hamilton is 9/10 away from Oscar Piastri. And that is disappointing for George Russell right there. Max Verstappen has... Oh, here's a replay. See, he just managed to get around, but he knocks into the side of Oscar Piastri, and that is why he was gone off the track. See, what happened there? Oscar hit a curb, which then I think catapulted him right in front into George Russell, meaning he went off the track, meaning he got his position back. Though FIA stewards, turn 8 incident involving car 20 Magnussen reviewed no further action, failing to follow race director's instructions, escape road instructions. Turn 13 incident involving car 63 Russell and 81 Piastri noted causing a collision.
What a race with 6 laps to go. Norris again now, 2.9 back. Verstappen, 1:15.830. Megan, you superstar. We had a problem where we couldn't stream the NASCAR because JT's laptops weren't working, so I've had to do your laptop at the same time as it's doing TV pictures. Megan, mwah, superstar being thrown in late engine. Ricardo, you are allowed to fight Yuki. Right.
This fight?
This fight, yeah.
A black and white flag for Magnussen.
Not a surprise.
Though no further action reviewed.
And Piastri diving off Russell.
Yep, he hit a curb though, so in fairness to him, he didn't mean to.
Running order as we go. Verstappen by Norris, 3 seconds. Piastri, no rain coming in to end this race there. That's a disappointment, I find.
It is a disappointment right now. I haven't been able to write all my things on. FIA stewards, turn incident involved. Turn 13 incident involving car 63 Russell and 81 Piastri under investigation, causing a collision.
I've given up. I've nearly had a heart attack with all this lot as well. Trying to find things and I can't do a thing as Hamilton passes Piastri around the outside line. Down into 13 and 14. 5 to go here in Montreal. The safety car didn't shake up things we were expecting. I heard it was a good restart though.
It was.
Yeah. Remind me, JT's fired. No, actually, we need more streamers. This is getting ridiculous. JT's laptop just wouldn't let us in.
That's annoying.
So your laptop is currently doing the USRN broadcast for NASCAR and streaming TV pictures. So as soon as we're done here, I've got to go and stop it streaming the TV pictures and move it over to here and get JT to switch over to your code to do your PC, because I've had to change it.
Wait, do you mean my YouTube?
Yes, your code. Yeah, it's all messed up.
Wait, do you mean my actual?
No, shut up. Shush. So, Verstappen leads by 3 seconds. Hamilton passing Piastri puts him third. Norris still P2. Looks like Verstappen's going to win yet another race this year, but it's not being consistent. And Lewis Hamilton wants it. Hang on, what's happened to Tsunoda? Tsunoda's dropping down the order to yellow flag.
He's out.
Oh, and he's hit the wall. Turn 9 as Russell goes around the outside for Piastri. This race might end with a red flag. Tsunoda's hit the wall. If the red flag comes out with 3 to go, we'll get a lap shootout. Tsunoda is in the wall, and is this going to be a red flag to the race he's got going?
Woohoo! I feel like Charles Yu is always the one coming up to the crash first.
He is.
It's like in Among Us, always the one to find the body first.
Track surface is slippery, sector 9. This is what's happened to Yuki Tsunoda. I think he's going to jump across the grass and spin it around. Exactly that. Oh, and he's wiped out the bollard as well. Oh, and the Haas.
So close.
Of Magnussen nearly going over the top of him there.
Someone did pick up the bollard,
Oh,
though.
look how close Magnussen gets. Whoa.
I think Hulkenberg picked up the bollard.
Yeah. That was almost a kamikaze mission there. Look how close this Haas gets. Ready, steady. That could have gone very wrong very quickly at that angle. Tsunoda is a very, very lucky boy.
He is.
Debris now on the track. They've put it in green. This is on board with Hulkenberg. Whoa.
Years of experience.
Still never finished on the podium, though.
No.
How many laps was I away for?
5.
5? Oh.
5.
JT, you owe me 5 laps. Look, Russell now ahead of Piastri, 3 to go. Piastri's dropped back, so it's the last podium position between the two Mercedes. Would Russell Really? Fight with Hamilton? Or is Hamilton just going to ease off and back off?
Not quite sure, to be honest. I am tired.
Lap 68 of 70. 3 laps to go.
You need a piece of chocolate cake after this.
I've had enough, honestly, in all honesty. I don't even know what's happening in IndyCar right now. Norris Radio.
Thanks, Deb. 2 secs.
Lando, looks like a lot of debris to me.
Yes, someone's going to get a puncture from this. It's all over the track.
Yeah, but they're desperate for a safety.
Yes.
They want the safety car out. They've done medium tyres for so long. They want the safety car. Double yellow with the slippery surface flag out. That's got to be at least something. That is a big puncture. Did Norris pick them up there?
I'm not quite sure. Also, I turned the world feed off like 10 seconds after you left.
Oh, and you got button 2.
Yeah.
Nice. I look forward to watching those 5 laps back to seeing you calling the restart as well, thrown in at the deep end.
Yeah. I felt like I was stammering a lot because I was just like, I don't know what to say. I've had no preparation.
Hamilton's going to the Russell and Hamilton side by side. That's not the place.
Russell, squeeze it.
We are racing. Just remember, it goes without saying, keep it clean, please. Wrong place to put an audio. Wrong place for Crofty to put a commentary. The two Mercedes are side by side. Russell has passed Hamilton.
At least got on the podium.
Someone shut Crofty up as well during a team radio.
Oh, it's annoying.
Clear sector 9. Marshals have run out and got it. Brave Marshals.
It was a nice little gap there, so...
Sterling solo flight by the miss. So well done, Megan. Look at that. Russell nearly went over the top of Hamilton there. Who's number 1 in Mercedes again?
I don't know anymore.
It seems to be George Russell, doesn't it?
It is. Well, next year he will be.
Oh, so close. Whoever they put alongside him.
Oh, George should definitely be number 1 next year,
Be
no matter who.
Be Antonelli. It's got to be, yeah.
Then he can teach him.
Joe's been in. Gasly. Ocon has been told to let Gasly past. Wow! And he's agreed. Okay, I let him by. Understood.
You're not being kept to our team anymore. Let's keep the one. Let's prioritize the one we actually like.
Gasly's passed Ocon. Wow. Well, it's gone a long race, this one, as the NASCAR starts. Megan?
Investigation after the race for the Russell Piastri incident, causing a collision.
Final lap then of the Grand Prix here in Montreal, Canada. An outstanding performance coming in right now as well from Max Verstappen, who has not had the best car this weekend, it must be said. But he has, I think, fought a valiant race. This has been an absolute classic.
I'm impressed his car has actually managed to keep it that time.
Yeah. But Lando second, Russell third, Hamilton down to fourth then. They were cleared to fight. Hamilton's got the DRS open. Can't find a way through at the moment. Just twitching ever so slightly. Max, Tsunoda and Zhou are battling quite hard over last position. Points for Ocon, double points for Alpine though after coming together last time out. Ocon relegated, of course. Yeah, okay. Here he comes then. Winner in 23, winner in 24. It's going to be winner for a hat trick. Max Verstappen wins an enthralling, exciting, exuberant Canadian Grand Prix. Lando Norris finishes in second, with George Russell third and Lewis Hamilton picking up the fastest lap across the line of a 1:14.856. Piastri is fifth, Alonso sixth, Stroll seventh, Ricciardo eighth, and there's still a battle at the line as well. Ocon and Gasly defending from the two Haas cars, coming across it as well. Ricciardo picks up eighth, Stroll gets his best, was on home soil. Gasly and Ocon the last points, and of Hulkenberg and Magnussen. Fantastic end. Bottas, Tsunoda and Zhou round them out. But Max Verstappen is top dog in Montreal, Canada.
And oh, hold on. Verstappen radio.
Wins again.
Good job, Max. What a race. Kept you on your toes.
What a Max, that was quite a drive. Quite a drive. Got the calls right at the right time. Got onto the slicks at the right time, so well done.
Yeah, race guys. Not easy, but we did it. Great job everyone. Yeah, great on right calls. So yeah, congrats, really, really good. Oh, nice. I enjoyed that one.
Wait for the little...
For a minute I thought it was Crofty speaking for a sec.
No.
Talking over another radio. Best ever position at his home race for Lance Stroll. 7th position.
As if from Lando Norris then, he finishes in 2nd place. Another podium in 2024 for him. As he will come across the line. Are we still... What the hell's going on?
Bigger Wi-Fi.
I'm on 4G. Where is Lando's radio?
He was raving, so...
Did you press the button? Oh, it's not on. Right, I'm going to... Oh, hang on.
Potentially.
No, it's not on. Right, I'm going to leave you to it.
It is on. I told you, Josh, it's just a rate. It's just the weather. George Russell.
Felt like a tough day in the office. Ugly race on my behalf. Ugly race on my behalf. I'm sorry for that. Very sorry for that.
I think...
Well, now we're in a pickle. Don't know what to... yes, I do.
It's fine.
They're fine. We're not fine. I need to get your laptop stopped.
Shall we quick off it now?
No, because we've got a contract to fulfill.
What is? I don't know.
I don't know what's going on either.
Shall we do a quick off?
We can't do a quick off.
Why?
Because it's fine. Because with Formula 1 we have a contract, which means we have to do the whole ceremony. We can't just quick off it. JT's left us in a right pickle with this. I don't know what's working, what isn't.
It's unfortunate.
Really is. Max Verstappen wins, though! The Canadian Grand Prix! We've got to wait until the podium ceremony to finish off. We can't just go off.
It's annoying.
I know. Max being reminded to go away. Don't go jump in the crowd. You've got to wait. Well, I thought it was a stellar race, but I'm a bit angry, to be fair, at the moment.
Yeah, so you can't really enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm not happy with that. Not happy when the entire team, you know... Technology is a son of a dog. Really.
Okay.
So it's a 1:14. I've no idea if... I apologise if NASCAR is working and not working. I don't know what's happening with it right now. We'll try and get it sorted ASAP for you. Literally, it's because, we're waiting for JT to get home and he can take over and stream it for the rest of the night. So it's a dodgy start to NASCAR, and I'll be going over to IndyCar shortly. But, it's one of those days where you just get a little bit more and more frustrated at technology going wrong. Okay, I could really do with a cool-down lap myself. So can we hurry up and get to the interviews, please? So that we can hear from the drivers. The IndyCar race is go. So is everything else. So we are going to hand over, hopefully, in a second, to everyone we need to.
Why are they filming Lando for so long? We want the interviews. Thank you.
Still not here yet. You finished with your screen?
Yeah.
Just saving the RAM battery. Good stuff from Max today. Really strong racing from him. Really worried that NASCAR's failing at the start here. Not happy at all.
It won't.
It's having that result on me, I'm afraid, where you just don't know what's going to happen next here in Montreal as well. It's one of those days where we just sort of run around and see what's going to happen next. A lot of posts coming through there as it refreshes itself. So caution's out, I believe, in IndyCar. So let's hear for the top three.
He just didn't have the time to react, and the team didn't have the time to react, whereas others behind did. Pitted first, then the safety car came out, delayed Lando, and that was the end of his chance of a win. Martin Brundle, as I said, was heading down to Parc Fermé. Here he is with the top three.
Max, a challenging weekend, a dramatic race, and through it all, you emerged with a great victory. That was a champion's drive.
Yeah, it was a pretty crazy race. You know, a lot of things were happening, and we really had to be on top of our calls. And I think as a team, we just did really well today. You know, we remained calm. I think we pitted at the right time. Of course, the safety car worked out nicely for us, but even after that, I think, you know, we were managing the gaps quite well. I love it. That was a lot of fun. You know, those kind of races, you know, you need them once in a while.
Yeah, you always say you love to race hard. I mean, McLaren and Mercedes really took it to you today.
Yeah, in different stages of the race as well. So it was a lot of fun out there.
Any scary moments? You also talked about some kind of suspension issue.
Yeah, not particularly an issue. We know what it is, so we just need to work on it. But nevertheless, we won. That's the most important, and we still have a lot of room to improve.
And how satisfied are you with that victory?
Yeah, thank you.
Lando, brilliant. What a wild race that was for you.
It was. Yeah, it was chaos, was eventful. To be honest, I felt like I drove a good race the whole time from start to finish. The first 2 stints were very strong. I had an amazing pace, but then the safety car had me over. Just like it helped me in Miami, it's now had me back over. So honestly, I thought it was a pretty perfect race from my side. Just a bit unlucky, but that's what it is. But it was good fun. These conditions so stressful inside the car, but very enjoyable at the same time.
You went a little bit longer on the intermediates. As you say earlier on, the safety car picked you up, didn't it? And just cost you that time into the pits. But you're happy with how that all played out?
Yeah, I mean, the first stint, I was in the lead by, 10, 12 seconds, pulling away probably 2-3 seconds a lap. So things are going beautifully, and of course it's Montreal, so there's always something that's got to come into play, but it was good. Fair play to Max. He drove a good race, no mistakes. Yeah, but it's good fun. I'm happy with the second, good points for the team, so a good weekend for us.
So you don't feel it's the one that got away? You're satisfied with that?
With what?
The one that is not the one that got away for you.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. It's helped me out. It helped me out in Miami, so I'm not going to be the one to complain. It happens. That's racing sometimes, but I drove a good race. The car's been great all weekend, so thanks to the team, and we're close. It's nice to be so close once again and on the podium, so we'll keep fighting.
You did drive a great race. Well done.
Cheers.
George, tenacity is a word that springs to mind. I mean, you stuck with it. You had a few adventures during that race, but you're on the podium.
Yeah, it was. It felt like a missed opportunity, to be honest. We were really quick at the beginning of the race on the inters, and then obviously Lando came through really fast. And then we jumped back onto the slicks, made a couple of mistakes out there, just pushing the limits, and paid the price for it. But nevertheless, first podium of the year. We truly had a really fast car this weekend, and to be back in the mix fighting for victory was really fun. That's what Formula One's about, and that's what why we go racing.
Before that little slip at turn 8, did you think you might be able to catch Max? Do you think you could have?
I think so. I mean, we had the pace. Max was very strong at that point of the race, but then when we put the mediums on at the end, we were really, really fast. I think that mistake with Oscar cost us at least P2, and maybe we could have fought with Max.
Tenacity is a word that springs to mind. I mean, you stuck with it.
Podium, first pole position of the year, and excited moving forward.
Pretty feisty side by side with Oscar. How did you see that one playing out?
Yeah, it was pretty tight out there with Oscar, and then obviously Lewis at the end as well. So I think it was hard, fair racing. So difficult when there's only one dry line. So you got to be committed and trust your rivals.
Another trophy to take home. Well done.
Thank you.
Well, George Russell taking the positives, and yes, it is Mercedes' first podium of the year for a team that feel they've now got a handle on where the car needs to be and how they can improve performance rather than fix the issues. But I think it is one that got away for George Russell today, and just little key moments that cost him. Let's listen to the debrief.
Yeah, I mean, at the end, he went off ahead of me. On the hards? Yeah, he passed me and went off in 8-9. Like, that's all that we big one. Yeah. Oh. This is like puddle on the right hand side in the start. That, yeah, it was. That's how I got George. How you gonna know? Oh. Yeah, this one I was like, you pushed a lot here. I was like, whoa. I was like, ah! Ah! Tried to go right. Ah! Yeah, it's just for the fans, just for the. Oh, here he is. So slippery. Oh. Yeah. Oh! Seb Vettel. Oh, look at those marks. Robin's racing, I guess. Yeah, we were flying. Your front tyres were mint, huh? No grainy. So yeah, it's just for the fans, just for the. Oh, here he is. It's so slippery. Oh. Yeah. Oh! Seb Vettel. Oh, look at those marks. Robin's racing, I guess. Yeah, we were flying. Your front tyres were mint, huh? No grainy. So they put one line. Oh, you ended up behind? Yeah. You overtook him again? Yeah, really. On the inside into 14, on the wet stuff, touched the brakes, locked up, and it was tight. He was on the hard, I think it was. It's yeah, I think we split.
The Max Verstappen, Lando Norris, George Russell podcast available on all your podcast providers. I could sit and listen to them for a little bit longer, but they've got to go to the podium in a minute.
Yeah, the fans are running down the racetrack to greet them, so they definitely want to get out there and give them a wave. I was genuinely surprised when you said that's Mercedes' first podium of the year. Yeah. Feels like, yeah, it's still strange to think that, isn't it, considering all the success that team has had.
They entered this race with neither driver in the top 6 in the championship, and it stays that way, to be honest, although they have both caught up a little on Oscar Piastri. Max Verstappen, meanwhile, 194 points in the championship. His lead over Charles Leclerc is now 56 points after victory today. But here's George Russell with another career podium for him, his 12th and his first since Abu Dhabi at the end of last season. Started on pole though. Is this the one that just got away? But it was a difficult race, difficult conditions, really, really tricky. For Lando Norris, yet another second place. Thankfully, he does have that win to his name now. It's another podium for him, his 18th in Formula One. And this, for Max Verstappen, is a 60th win and a 50th since the starts of 2021. So whilst it might be yet another win for Max Verstappen, can we just say, Karun Chandhok, that was that certainly wasn't straightforward, and I thought a fabulous Canadian Grand Prix today.
Yeah, it was a cracking Grand Prix, wasn't it? You know, we've got the top 5 drivers from 3 different teams. You've got the top 4 finishing within 5 seconds. Haven't had that in a while. So no, it was a great Grand Prix. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, the fans have had to put up with a lot this weekend. It's not been the easiest Grand Prix to come to the trackside and bear with the conditions, but I think they were treated to some pretty mega moments. Record attendance here in a city that absolutely loves its Formula One. Steve Knowles was in charge of strategy today for Red Bull. It was a day where the strategists really earned their corn.
Yeah, you know, making that call of when to go from wets to slicks to intermediates, and you know, choosing the right tyres, it was absolutely key for all of these drivers, and I think it's appropriate that the Red Bull team sent the strategist up.
I think so. George Russell picks up the trophy for 3rd place today. Well done to and what an afternoon. Mercedes, McLaren and Max, all magnificent in Montreal.
Well, what a fantastic race that was. It had something for everyone, didn't it? A couple of safety cars, mixed conditions. That's what you get when you come to Canada. And it was Max who picked up a 60th career win, his 50th win, as Crofty was saying, in the last 75 races since the beginning of 2021. His 3rd consecutive Canadian Grand Prix race win, and Red Bull's lead in the Constructors more than doubled by this win. They're led by 24 points over Ferrari before today. Horrible day for Ferrari, lots for us to talk about. Lando Norris, well, a little bit unlucky in picking up that safety car, but he stayed out for a couple of laps. Maybe it was 1 lap too long. George Russell himself making a few errors by his own admission, and Max, well, he doesn't make too many, and if he's given an opportunity, he will finish first, as he has done once again today.
Right, so the results of today's Grand Prix is Max Verstappen winning, with Lando Norris coming in 2nd. 3rd is George Russell, Hamilton 4th, Piastri 5th, 6th is Alonso, Stroll 7th, 8th is Ricciardo, Gasly 9th, 10th is Ocon, Hulkenberg 11th, Magnussen 12th, 13th Bottas, Tsunoda 14th, Zhou is 15th, and out of the race is Sainz, Albon, Perez, Leclerc and Sargent.
In the championship, Max Verstappen continues to retain his lead as well. Megan, coming up to you then. Now we're on a quick off because I've had enough of people on this team causing errors. So, what did you make of the Canadian Grand Prix?
I thought it was very energetic, but stressful towards the end.
Stressful? I need a new shirt. I've had enough. I'm beyond myself right now, so let's get off here quickly. So, thoughts going into the next race in Spain in 2 weeks?
Possibly a different winner.
Yeah, there we go. Max Verstappen wins the Canadian Grand Prix. It was a great race for a time, but the second half really needed a bit more energy. Classic Montreal. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.